All aboard!
This is Pelon and Chubby, episode 90. Back at it again with that good stuff. This week, Pelon has to go down memory lane as he welcomes Robert Duchaine in the studio. It's a good time. How do you master coming back and doing it once again? Chubby, who's doing comedy ball, doing it big with the San Diego Comedy League. Pelon busts into a mid-size rant, a mid-size. Is he slacking? Not Pelon. This is Pelon and Chubby, episode 90, doing what we do. Check us out.
Activate.
It's the Pelon and Chubby Show with your hosts Rick Salas and Guy Murray, talking about comedy and everything that crosses their mind. It's the Pelon and Chubby Show.
Tonight, the Pelon and Chubby Show. Hang tight, we're going to get this thing started. You guys are watching the recording of the Pelon and Chubby Show, episode, whatever the fuck it is. We'll figure that out later. Just details. Take it away, Guy.
And at that note, I'll say quiet on the set. And we're live.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the episode of the Pelon and Chubby Show. I'm Rick Salas.
And I'm Guy Murray.
Tonight, we are here again in the Pelon and Chubby studio in beautiful, who knows where, in San Diego County, in the Pelon and Chubby studio, waiting for a sponsor name to don the entrance. We'll call it whatever you want. We'll take any funds. We don't even have a price limit on what we'll take right now. We just want to open the door, get a sponsor in, and get this thing going like it should be going. And here's a little preview of what's going on. If we get the sponsorship that we're looking for, this is the kind of talent that we're going to have on a weekly basis coming in here, talking comedy, talking life, talking everything. This guy is a very good friend of mine, and obviously a very good friend of the Pelon and Chubby Show. He's down here tomorrow night. He'll be doing a show in Carlsbad. It's a Mexican joint. We'll figure out where it is and what time and how much tickets. We'll get all the details. But he's here. He came down as a special favor to the show to get on here. He is, and I know he hates all the accolades and all that bullshit, but he is... if not the one of the most talented writers that I know, a super funny guy that I appreciate because of his dry, brutal, in-your-face type of comedy. It's what I like. Maybe everybody has their own interpretation of it, but I've had a pleasure of knowing him for many years, and I have the extreme pleasure of welcoming him to our show, first time on the show, and we are extremely excited to have him. I know you guys are going to enjoy yourself. Help me give a warm Pelon and Chubby welcome to the one, the only, Robert Duchaine.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Nice to meet you.
What's up, Robert?
Robert, we got the Facebook people tuning in, watching. They're all just having a drink with us. We really don't care what they see behind the scenes and the taping. What we're after is the actual taping of the podcast, which you know you do quite a few of them. You actually had your own going. And I don't know, you still got it going on?
No, we're not doing it anymore.
So we're just after the audio. It appears on every platform available. All you guys got to do is after today, it'll be like usually 3 or 4 days after the episode, you tune in. It's on every platform there is. All you got to do is type in Pelon and Chubby. Boom, there it is. So you can pass it on to your friends. This is going to be one of the great ones. We've had many good ones, but we've had only a few great ones, huh?
Yeah.
But no shitty ones. That's
no shitty ones. That's the best part.
Right.
That's the best part.
So Robert came all the way down from Hollywood. He was out there doing big things. I don't know, some of the any current projects you're working on that you want to kind of...
I was just washing my car yesterday.
Oh, there you go. Washing the car. So he also appeared with Lindsay Lohan in a film. What was that called?
Well, I was in a photo shoot, actually. They were trying to get funding for the film.
Oh, okay.
And it was for the Linda Lovelace story.
Nice.
So it's on my website, or it's on my Facebook. The photo, people can see the photo of me standing around with 3 other guys standing over her. She's in her underwear.
Nice.
And we're all...
how was that? Or can you say?
She was, I would... she looked pretty good.
All right.
I was very close to her vagina.
Beautiful.
Can I say vagina on the air?
I think so. Yeah, we're
that's
on,
open. That's open.
Yeah, we're on, what do we call it? Uncensored?
But she was also very nice.
Oh, cool.
She was very cool.
She seems like she'd be a cool person.
Yeah. I mean, people say, shook everybody's hand when she was done, It was a weird thing because she's laying there in her underwear, right? And we're supposed to be, like, perving on her. And the photographers tell it was not audio, it's just still pictures.
Right.
But we didn't know if we should say something. I mean, we're all new, We're just a bunch of loser comedians or whatever they were, actors.
But you felt like you wanted to talk dirty to her.
Talk dirty.
The photographer's like, you can go nastier than that. I know you guys get nastier than that.
Right.
And I was like, but you don't want to make it like, now they're going to ask me to leave.
Right, make it uncomfortable.
And be banned from every set ever.
Here's one you'll appreciate, Robert. As I'm getting older, I was telling Guy that our sex talk, dirty talk in the bed between the wife and I, has, as I get older, it's turned into get wet. Think about somebody else if you have to. Just get wet. That's our dirty talk now. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking getting sick and twisted in my old age. Yeah. But that's the extent of it.
Does that work?
Yeah, it seems to work. Whoever she's thinking about, she really loves and wants to make love to or has. I don't know.
Right.
But if she fucks me like she fucks him, I'll take it.
There you go.
Down for a pound or 2.
So, yeah, if anybody wants to go and check out Robert's, what he's done, check out some of his clips, audio and video clips, go to robertduchaine.com, is it?
Yeah.
RobertDuchaine.com. You even have a calendar.
Just find me on Facebook, Robert Duchaine. I post a lot of jokes on Facebook, so I don't have to go to open mics and deal with
the crowd. Deal with the critique.
The lack thereof.
The lack thereof. Okay.
Just really.
Are we talking about talent, or are we talking about?
No. I would never talk bad about the horrible talent. That's beneath me.
Right. The guy gives me a hard time because I'm really rough on the San Diego comedy scene, extremely rough. Like, I don't know anybody like famous that's even come out of the San Diego comedy scene. Maybe Bobby Lee, supposedly, but I don't think he made it until he went up to L.A. anyway. And then Dat Fan, which was sleeping in a car, so I don't know if he really was like his residence.
He was a resident of San Diego. Cut it out.
He parked his car in San Diego anyway. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm trying to think of who it is. And you know what? Robert knows firsthand what the San Francisco comedy scene is like, what the L.A. comedy scene is like. So it's embarrassing when you come from that. When I went to as many shows as I went to, Robert will tell you. I mean, you've been in both comedy scenes.
Well, the L.A. comedy scene can be pretty bad, too. I mean, it's like a lot of homeless people seem to just wander in. That's what it looks like. And not quite well people.
Right.
And so you're waiting and, you want to do some jokes, and there's somebody that's like fucking, schizophrenic.
Right.
And
he's on the set list. He's on the.
Oh, he's on. Yeah.
So you're waiting for him to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So how does that happen? Who's fucking running the show?
Who's running that show?
What comedy scene would you say? I know it's hard, but between San Francisco and L.A., which one do you like better?
Oh, San Francisco, obviously.
Why?
Because they care about comedy, for one thing. They don't care. It's not so much about being a star. If you're funny, they'll put you on, and then you can work on your material. That's what, I never really did the open mic scene in San Francisco either. I started in Portland, Oregon, which was a pretty good scene.
Yeah.
And I hear it's a lot better now, even. There's more open mics and,
Yeah, would you say comedy, like people were talking about a little while back, that comedy was kind of like on the upswing and popping up everywhere and be a lot more popular. But then I think at some point it like took a little bit of a dip, and then maybe there's like a resurgence now.
Now it's weird because of all the formats that people can find different comedy. So that way it's never going to die. There was a bunch, I guess it hit the skids in the 90s, right? Is that what you were talking about?
Well, yeah,
even after, took a dump.
Even after that, it like all of a sudden became super popular. But then,
it was super popular like in the 80s, and then in the 90s it took a big dump. A lot of clubs closed,
right.
And there were no longer all these stand-up shows on TV and on cable.
Right. Well,
But that's because there was too many comedians and not enough jokes.
Yeah, even in 08, 09 when we had the kind of depression or
The
whatever
recession.
you want to call it. Recession.
I was in Vegas during that. The weirdest thing I've ever seen. It hit the newspapers, right? And then the next weekend, Vegas was empty. The Strip. Walking down the Strip, there's nobody on the Strip.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he came back, but it was like, wow, it was like being in one of those documentaries, with the wind blowing and just one guy walking down the street.
Like, was it the
I was hammered, so that's why I was, wavering back and forth.
Yeah,
it was just me.
Did you walk out and think, fuck, the rapture hit? But there would still be people in Vegas if the rapture came.
There'd be plenty of people. That's where everybody would be.
Yeah.
Right.
One guy. He's a guy that's dressed like Jesus and on the corner screaming at people.
Is that when you were out there with Bobby?
Opening for Bobby Slayton at Hooters Casino for 2 years.
God, that must have been terrific, huh?
That was amazing. I would never do it again.
Right.
Well, I lived at the hotel.
Right.
I would never do that.
Which is a terrible thing to live at the fucking Hooters.
Oh my God, it's the worst thing.
Nothing but tits and ass every time you walk in
Oh my
and out.
God, no! You're in your basement. Basically, you take the elevator down to the first floor, and there's a den of iniquity, and just every vice that you could possibly
Really?
want to come across. Well, alcohol, gambling,
Sure.
weed. I mean, it's like
Tip me with a good time. Holy shit.
what's that?
Tempt him with a good time. He just would love to be in that.
Yeah, I had a great time. That's the problem. That's the problem. Instead of saving money and working on the career, it's let's go gamble and drink myself into oblivion. And
How was it working with Bobby?
he's Bobby Slayton. It's great.
All right.
I mean, he's.
Bobby Slayton.
That's one of those questions like, fuck, do I say something?
Well, I mean, I don't know what it's. I mean, he's just a man like any other.
Sure.
And
All right, let's leave it at that.
except with a worse attitude.
Just leave it at that right there. Leave that right.
Hey, he's
there.
always. Look, I'm trying to really.
Well,
ask him.
Again, you ain't got to impress me or nothing. You lived that life.
Right.
That was it.
No. But I'm trying to tell you. No, I'm saying this. That I'm trying to behave.
Okay.
Right. I'm asking questions that are,
Gentle.
I don't want to put him in a situation where he's got to say something that might
He might
affect him.
throw
down
the
the road.
seltzer water at your ass and walk out.
Right.
Well, I mean, as far as Slayton never partied or anything like that.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
So there's no real dirt behind the scenes kind of thing. I mean, he would do his show and leave.
Right.
I would do my show and leave. So, when you work with somebody, it's like, it's like you have a regular job. After a while, you're like, I don't want to fucking hang out with these people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
see him enough, you'd be like, I got to go.
Yeah, he had his thing. I had my thing. I'd go in. That's the thing. I'd party all night long. And then I'd fucking spend the next day trying to make myself feel better. And then I'd go downstairs and do 10 minutes and then walk off stage and start the whole process once again.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? And I would say this. At some point, it gets a little old. You're like, fuck, why do I do this? And then you do it again. Fuck, why did I do it? Like, what kind of stupid am I?
I mean,
I keep on doing
it
this
sounds
shit?
glorious and fabulous to get a residence at. But
it's what you do with the time,
With the time. But you realize, oh, God, I can just churn out 10 minutes, 15 minutes or whatever, get down there, do it, and then come back. And then have to do it for the 9 o'clock show. It's like, shit.
Well, that's the thing. Nobody was coming to see me. They're coming to see Slayton.
Right.
And so I'm warming them up. And it was a very hard room to warm up. And, and I would do my 10, 12 minutes, whatever it was. I'm just saying, I mean, it was fine. It was great. And I loved the opportunity. And I made money. I was able to save some money. But if I had to do it again, I would not take the free room. I would
off the strip.
I would live. I would get a place off the strip. I'd probably keep the free room, just keep my stuff there.
Sure.
And then go home.
You don't want to take one of those psychos to the house, the real house.
No.
Right. And if I meet a psycho, take her to the room. Right.
Yeah, you still got to fucking help her out.
Exactly.
But that makes sense.
But it gets so boring being in a hotel room all the time. I didn't have a suite with a kitchen or anything. I just had a regular hotel room. So.
Yeah. No, you know what? It always sounds, a lot better than it is. But
yeah, I mean, if you're Frank Sinatra and you've got a residency in Vegas, you know, and women are lining up to have
all
sex
day,
with you,
all day.
That's a whole different story.
Yeah.
since we've been down here, I kind of miss doing the shows and stuff that we did.
You used to produce some big shows up there in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
They were big shows.
Yeah, but
I love doing them. Man.
I haven't done any since we've been down here.
I know. Why not?
Because I don't think I can do what I was doing up there.
No audience, not a big enough audience down here. Or?
Just the people don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what? They're so into themselves that they don't want to pay to go to a sporting event. They don't want to pay to go to a comedy show. The motherfuckers are just so into themselves. They'll sit in the show, and you're up there doing your jokes, and they'll just fucking talk to each other like they're fucking more important than what's going on stage.
Yeah, that happens.
And to me, that is so fucking disrespectful that I either don't want to do comedy or I want to fucking punch them in the face.
Yeah, you have to kick them out.
You know?
I mean, if you're running the show, you have to kick them out. I mean, there's a difference between a show and and a shitty show.
And I'll tell you this: the other part is honestly the level of talent that I can pull from isn't good enough for me to put on one of the shows that I like to do. So I got to pull everybody from LA or San Francisco, and that's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Adam
you have to sell
down,
a lot of tickets.
Yeah, Adam comes down, he fucking kills it.
Adam.
Richmond.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he comes down here, he'll do a show.
The last time I saw him, I was working for you.
Yeah, that motherfucker, he came down, we did a show, but the problem is the whole top section of the place is having a full-blown conversation with the bartender who doesn't give a fuck about the show. And then I show up for one of our shows. The bartender doesn't even know we're having a show that night.
Yeah, no, you need like a theater like you did that one time. That was a good show.
So here's the.
I mean, that would be a different show.
Oh, the Tracy Theater.
Yeah,
the Stockton Arena.
You know, if you bring people into a theater or a type of venue like that, now you got a show. I mean, bars are always going to be problems, right? I mean, even comedy clubs have problems. Yeah. You know, then they do it every week.
Yeah, and that's my like what I've been telling Guy is like, you know, if I'm going to do this thing again, I want to open up a full blown comedy club. And
there you go.
Here's my thinking. We're in North County. In order to hit a comedy club, you got to go to Irvine, which is what, an hour away.
Right.
You got to go down to La Jolla, which, okay, freeway time you're 35 minutes. But going down the windy roads and finding that bitch and trying to find parking there, you know, and then honestly, I mean, fine, it's a renowned club, but it's a fucking toilet. They haven't replaced anything in that place in years and years and years.
All right.
But they get some good talent coming through there.
Because of the Comedy Store.
Right. And then you got the American Comedy Company downtown, which, whatever, it's a cool looking place. And then you have Comedy Palace, which... whatever. It's a Greek restaurant by day. They developed
that Greek food is great, though.
Right,
Have you eaten there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the food is great.
Now they have
the audience was a fucking nightmare.
Right. They've developed that
and
because
I'll just leave it there.
Because you know why? They're not a smart crowd. They don't understand jokes. They just want a bunch of dick jokes or talking shit about the people in the crowd.
They get what they respond to what they're used to getting.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
So that place, you know, as far as a makeshift pop-up comedy club goes, sure, it's nice.
But that food is awesome, man. I plan on stopping in there if I'm ever heading to
And then they've screwed up Pachanga. Now it's only Friday and Saturday nights or whatever. And they book only through that one agency.
Yeah, but that was a good club, though.
It was at one time.
I mean, I just did it for that one agency.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and it was.
But they booked
good.
the whole fucking roster. Yeah, I did it. I liked the club.
Yeah.
But how do you fuck it up where you got a sold out casino every fucking night, and you can only run a show every Friday and Saturday night?
I don't know.
How'd you fuck that up? You know what they did? They gave it to one of the Indian kids to run it, and he put that shit into the dirt.
Indian?
And they fucking
Native
closed it.
American?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
He didn't say engine this time.
No, engine? Yeah. So, I mean...
Well, just be clarifying.
Right,
because I didn't know if you meant...
Not the dot, not 7-Eleven.
They got some guy from India to come over and...
One of the kids or one of the tribal guys, give me a shot, Pops. And then they fucking hand it over to him.
That's a perfect example of a Native American.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
The impression was right on. Hey, Pops, give me a chance here, Pops.
Yeah.
That was spot on.
And then Rocky tubed at Aces up in Marietta, which was actually a really nice club too.
Never got in it.
Yeah, it was all right. But my point is, after talking shit about every club in San Diego and Orange County,
that's what we do.
Is that there's nothing within 45 minutes of any direction of us or an hour. Right. So most people aren't going to want to go to the club. They're not going to want to get drunk. They're not going to want to risk a DUI, whatever. So why don't we open up a club right here?
Yeah.
We have the biggest Marine base in the world at Camp Pendleton, right here.
Yeah.
We have hotels galore.
Well,
tourists.
see, now you're running into trouble there. Now,
Why is
I
that?
mean, because I would think if you're going to do like a theater type thing, I don't know how well that's going to do with Marine.
No, a comedy club.
Yeah. Well, straight up comedy club. Good work.
Comedy and live music. And have big name bands from LA coming in and playing during the week. Because those fuckers don't have jobs and shit. People that follow music. They'll come out any day of the week.
Yeah.
Comedy club.
You might want to start with a weekend.
What's that?
The club just started on the
Oh,
weekend.
yeah. No, comedy's just going to be on the weekend.
I mean, I've seen people just, they'll have a one-nighter
right.
that just kills, sells out.
Right.
I mean, there's people standing in line.
Right.
They have to turn people away. And they're like, well, fuck it. Let's do 2 nights. Let's do 3 nights.
Right.
And then it waters it down. People, I'll just go tomorrow. And then they go the next day. And then it slowly goes down to nobody showing up.
We did 4 different nights a week, but we did 4 different cities.
Different venues, different locations.
Yeah.
So that was a nice little run there. But I don't know. I'm going back and forth on, do we. But my whole thing is to have music and comedy, but all live entertainment.
Yeah.
And I think the balance will work out.
Yeah, I don't know anything about music.
But not having, fucking hacks and shit. I'm talking about having all paid.
Why wouldn't you work
shows.
me? That hurts.
Yeah, he's like,
He
I
got
thought
you.
we were friends.
He got you.
I want, pros, nothing but pros, good shows. So you don't even have to call and say, who's tonight?
Right.
You just know it's going to be a good show, no
Right.
matter who's there. Even if you've seen them before, I want to see them again. That's how good they were.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, though. I mean, I just think comedy or music. I mean,
After a while, it does get.
when's the music?
During the week,
Okay, that's weird.
comedy Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That is.
Oh, that's why you were saying they don't have jobs.
Fuck no. Those people go see a show any night of the week.
Yeah.
And if they're big enough name, you can get it sold out
Well, yeah, if
Tuesday,
you're getting
Wednesday,
big enough
Thursday.
name.
Oh, yeah. I'm not talking about,
I heard
my
the Rolling
buddy's got
Stones are touring again.
Right.
So.
Yeah, get shit like that. Why not?
Yeah,
Fuck it.
absolutely.
I don't think they're selling out arenas anymore.
No.
But like if somebody's like, hey, my buddy's got a band. No, fuck off. We don't need that. We're good.
Right.
Yeah, this isn't a bar show. So, I mean, that's where that's the idea.
Right.
But, can I find a theater? I don't know, man. Now that this shit came out, I don't have to go anywhere.
Well, that's the thing.
That's the platform. It's
We
the
got the
platform.
studio. I can do my jokes. If I write a new joke, I can do it right here. I got a fucking built-in audience.
You don't
Right.
get that real feedback.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't give a fuck what they think about it anyway. It's just for me. When I wrote it sitting on the toilet, I thought it was fucking
As soon
funny.
as we finish the recording, you like, how many views do I got? How many views do I
Of
got?
course.
It matters.
Yeah,
it
of
matters.
course. No, I know.
Come on now.
Hey, I want 1 million followers. I don't have a problem with that. I'll admit it. But like when it comes to my jokes, whatever. I hope they like them.
It happens.
I like my jokes.
It happens.
We'll see what they
To the
think.
best of us.
So what you got tomorrow night in Carlsbad?
Yep.
You remember the name of the place?
I don't.
L something.
It's L.
It's in Carlsbad, Mexican restaurant. What time is it at? Can we pull it up?
It's 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. So
That's with Tim X Green.
yeah, I don't have my
Right?
phone on me. So
Green
I
his
don't
last
know.
name?
Oh, I don't know.
Tim
I was just
Lee. I'm sorry.
Lee. Yes,
Tim
Lee.
X Lee. Tim Green's the fucking actor, isn't he? The little
Tom
redhead
Green, you're
motherfucker.
thinking.
Tom Green.
Tom Green. Whatever.
Tom Green.
Wow. Bad with names. Can't sing.
Whatever. I don't really give a shit.
His jokes
about
are
it.
okay.
So what?
How many people did you get here on Facebook Live?
Well, we've had well over
Ooh.
1,000 views.
Ooh,
What's
you're at 8 watchers right now. 9. We're living it
It's
large.
growing. It's coming. When we were a little
What
earlier,
was
we
the
had a
comment?
lot more.
Anybody talking shit about me?
No,
No.
what place and time?
What time is the show tomorrow?
Oh,
7 p.m. in Carlsbad.
you said it before when I told you.
Yeah, I know.
El
Fucking
Torri or something like that.
Fuck. We'll look it up in a minute. We'll get back to you. We'll post it on the website. We'll let you know when it is. So, you still in North Hollywood?
I live in North Hollywood. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, still in North
How
Hollywood.
you living the dream? Okay.
I'm living the dream. I'm Hollywood adjacent.
That's right.
So.
You still doing flappers?
I haven't done flappers. I did flappers actually not too long ago. They called me out of the blue and did a set. I don't know why they called me, but
Did you have a little
No, I had no problem with them.
Yeah.
No, I mean, many clubs I could tell you, no, I don't work there anymore because of X, Y, and Z of some bullshit I did. But no, I have not done anything but that. We go there and be funny. So I stopped trying to get in because I haven't heard from them. And then they just out of the blue, boom. And they got great audiences up there. I love that club.
We had some chick.
And the food there is great. I don't know why I'm always talking about food, but because I'm working out now and I'm
it's one of the perks, as you would say.
Yeah.
You get a plate of wings, some French fries, and $10 for gas.
There's always chicken.
Good night.
Yeah. You do comedy?
Yeah.
Do you stand up? Okay.
Yeah.
He produces a couple shows. Comedy League.
Around town?
They came up with this idea to do
it's a comedy competition.
Comedy competition, but you get points. And you're in a comedy league, different venues.
Like NASCAR?
Yeah, sure. You get points.
Isn't that how they do it? NASCAR, so many miles and points.
They put a board up, and
I like it. That's
you
cool.
win, you get so many points.
It's a pretty.
Right.
I went to a couple of them. They're good.
Yeah, I like it.
And
you get a bunch of clubs to go along with it.
Then he does a Spanish.
That's an idea you should sell. You should be trying to sell that to that Hollywood up there, those Hollywood types.
Yeah, you know what? You could probably do a TV show off of it. That's concept.
Absolutely, you could. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a concept, man. You should fucking put it together. And
Comedy Ball, ladies and gentlemen. Comedy Ball. Hashtag Comedy Ball.
I was wondering today, I was in the bathroom at work.
Oh, no.
And
were you blowing it up?
No, this guy, we came out after taking a piss. Nobody was shitting, but he took a piss.
Okay.
So we go up to where you wash your hands there, and dude was scrubbing in. Like he was going to go do fucking surgery. When you know damn well at home he doesn't even fucking wash his hands.
Probably not.
But the fucking guy's like...
was that today?
Maybe that was just...
That was today?
Yeah, maybe it's just like...
So he's all elbows in?
I'm looking like, he's scrubbing out, fucking like, he's getting ready.
You mean he was washing his hands?
Right, but like scrubbing in like he was going to go fucking do surgery like he was a doctor, which I felt kind of like odd. I'm like, I wanted to be like, hey, buddy, what the fuck are you doing? You probably don't even wash your hands at home after you piss.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Then you're going to scrub up and then touch that filthy door handle.
Right.
Scant. Nasty.
That's why you just, look, first of all, I'm only touching my dick, so I'm not touching anything else in there. So I wash my hands a little bit, grab a paper towel, and open the door with a paper towel.
It's just funny how people, when they're in public, are 100%
You're
different.
reading a lot into this guy. You have no idea. I mean, he could be a nut
could be a surgeon.
Yeah, he could be a surgeon, right? That's just habit.
Does this fucking guy use a fork and a knife out in public to eat a hamburger, and then at home he wipes his ass and then goes out and just eats a cheeseburger? Fucking doesn't even want. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, man. Some people are just, they're a trip. Like, I watch people. I'm a people watcher. That's what I do. Right. Mostly, tits
mostly
and ass.
Guys
but,
in bathrums. But yeah, go ahead. Public
That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting.
I just find it funny. It always takes me back to that joke you do about hearing your mom when you're in the strip club at the bachelor party. Hearing your mom's voice, like don't put that dollar in your mouth. You don't know where it's been.
Oh yeah.
Which you say which is ironic because I probably would have put my tongue in her ass.
Good. Well, good. That's actually one of my jokes. I hate it when I go somewhere and somebody would repeat a joke to me. I'm like, oh, that's not mine. But thank you.
No,
funny. I wish I'd have wrote it.
I said that's one.
No,
of
that is my joke. Yeah.
I said.
Yeah, I like that joke actually.
Yeah.
That's one
of my favorites.
I keep that one close to my heart.
That one and the one you do. I won't do any more of your jokes. But I always preface it by that's one of Robert's jokes.
That's Robert's joke. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind that at all.
And but that one about Chet knocking on the door.
Who?
Chet. Is his name Chet?
No, his name is God damn it, Floyd.
Floyd. That's right.
Floyd.
Oh my God!
Pray tell him.
Yeah, give him a little
sexual predator joke.
Yeah. Knock on the door. He thought it was.
He just. I mean, it's kind of hacky a little bit, but. Sex offenders have to notify the community that they're moving in. They knock on the door, and hey, I'm Floyd. I'm a sexual predator. And Floyd is actually a friend of mine. Well, he was. He died recently, but and he's kind of a sexual predator. He's lucky he died before me too. But anyway. Thank God I thought you were a Jehovah's Witness kind of thing. Or a Mormon, depending on where I am.
And you know what? This is just to give you guys an idea of what to expect tomorrow if you show up at the show. We'll give you the address and and the name of the joint. But just to give you kind of an idea, the other one that gets me all the time is, I hope you don't mind doing a couple of these, but the other one is the fast talking. When they came to the door, like, honey, I don't know what happened. They just were talking real fast and.
Oh, yeah, the gay people don't.
Recruit.
Churches are afraid that gay people are going to recruit. And, I lived in San Francisco for 7 years. I was never woken up any Sunday morning by two guys trying to talk me into being a homosexual, which is good because how do you explain that one to the girlfriend? Hey, it was early and they were talking fast. They had pamphlets. It seemed pretty official. So
Pretty legit. Legit.
It seemed legit.
And how do you think? You say, and how do you think I feel? Now I got to dress.
I can start dressing better.
Dress better.
Workout.
That's got a lot of premise. I like that. That's a build.
That's one of my favorites.
Oh, you haven't seen me in a while then, man.
He's got
Those are all old jokes.
They're old. I like the oldies.
Back in the day.
And why you don't see women serial killers? I love that one too.
Is that how it is?
Why don't you see women?
Oh, because they describe serial killers as being quiet, and that's why you never see a women serial killers because they can't shut the fuck up.
And they usually like to kill one man slowly.
Oh, right. That's the punchline. I forgot. Yeah. They like to kill one man slowly over many, many long years. Yeah. It's called holy matrimony for some reason.
He studied you.
No bullshit, man. Look, I've heard Robert, who knows how many times, like a ridiculous amount of times. And I still fucking laugh every time. That's how you know when it's a good joke. Like, right. You can laugh. Anybody can laugh at a joke the first time they hear it, and then after that, it's all right. But to be able to laugh at it, like you and fucking Larry, and Larry's got some corny shit. If you want to say hacky, you could probably even. But I hate to use that word ever with his name, but. I roll every time, dude.
He's not hacky at all. But
but you know what I'm saying? Well, not so much hacky, but I'm just saying like slapsticky kind of, that kind of comedy where you're like, it's so stupid it's funny.
You're on your own on this one,
I'm
Rick.
just saying.
I'm not going on record.
Going to say,
and I would never say it disrespectfully, but I'm just saying, the jokes, you would not expect them to be that funny.
You don't expect to be
them.
Laughing at some of the stuff he says,
right.
But he makes it funny.
But it is so fucking funny. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you'd be like, you would think that wouldn't be that funny, but I sit there and I laugh at it every single time.
He's got some, I'm not going to do any of his jokes, but he's got some hilarious, incredibly well-written stuff. Mm-hmm. That's just some of the best stuff that I wish I'd have wrote. You know what I mean?
Definitely genius. Him and Connor. Fuck. Yeah. Joe's got some good shit.
I like it's the showman, obviously.
Huh?
It's always the showman.
Yeah.
A couple of comics that have come through the comedy league, they'll tell dad jokes, but it's their timing, their pace, their whole thing, the show, and they can sell that. And we only give them 6 minutes, but they can hold dad jokes, one-liners, and just knock the crowd out. And it's like, okay, be a showman with dad jokes.
Right. But you said Connor. Connor who?
Killicut.
Oh, I thought maybe there was a Connor that was funny.
You said you weren't going to take no chance.
No, Connor's my good buddy. I can take shots at him.
If anybody can do it, he can do it.
Okay.
Connor.
You know what, though? I agree.
Connor's a great guy, and he's hilarious, too, by the way. But he's a friend of mine, so I bust his balls.
It works.
I always remember Connor, like, are we doing the show tonight? Yeah, we're doing a show. Make sure you bring your wife. What the fuck she got to do with the show?
Bring your wife.
But
Connor would say, "Bring your wife."
Yeah, always. He'd always say, "Bring your wife." Is your wife coming? What the fuck do you care if my wife's coming?
Do you want to nail your wife?
I guess so. I don't know what the fuck it was.
Right. Wow.
Him and Frank Caliendo. Frank calls me. He's like, "Hey, pick me up at the airport," and almost in the Madden voice. And I was like, "Oh, don't you have a car or something? Like, don't they pick?" Yeah, pick her and make sure you bring your wife. I'm like, what the fuck does she need to come for? I can drive by myself. Bring your wife.
Jesus.
Him and I don't know if you remember JV from the radio station, Wild 94.9. He's the one that supposedly got that whole Wild 94.9 show going at Shoreline Amphitheater with the, sold out fucking 75,000 people, whatever the fuck the number was, some ridiculous number. But they had it every year, and they had that one year they had Cheech hosting it with Tommy Davidson, Dave Chappelle, Carlos Mencia, George Lopez.
Right.
Dennis Gaxiola was on there. A bunch of... Fuck, it was packed. Anyway, that show... Now you can't even remember what the fuck I was getting at with all those fucking donkeys on there. Anyway, that show was... The host of it is JV of the Doghouse morning show. And so we're sitting there. His girlfriend... There's a long way to go for this fucking story. But his girlfriend is Natasha Yee. You know who she is? No. Import model, fucking goddess. Was in Playboy, Korean, just the fucking goods.
Right.
So we're sitting at the punchline.
That's part of the goods, Korean.
Oh my god, dude! Dude, when you
your wife's Asian, right?
When you look up a picture later, you'll be like, "Holy fuck!"
Right.
So anyway, we're sitting there. We're watching Frank's show at the punchline, of all places, right? So we're sitting at that long table right by the rail before you get to the bar, and we're all sitting at the table. All the guys from the radio station, Natasha, and so JV turns to me and my wife, and at the time she was just my girlfriend. So he turns to us and so, are you guys like a thing or are you just fucking? And I'm like, all right.
Wow.
Yeah. Nice to meet you too, buddy.
Wow.
Who said that?
JV.
Oh.
Yeah, the fucking main dude of the morning show, which I used to hang out and sell those guys all cars and shit. But yeah, that was kind of like, hey, how's it going? So you guys a couple or are you guys just fucking? What's going on?
I am not sleeping, motherfuckers. Fuck. I'm alive and well.
I need another beer.
Rick can't hold his drink.
Whatever, man.
Whatever.
So yeah, it was interesting times.
Good times. Good times.
Not that story necessarily, but
that one was a long.
That was one of those ones where you had to be there, kind of thing.
Right. Exactly.
And it's stuff that you would not expect people to say.
Well, I met Emo Phillips' wife, or girlfriend, and I met him and her. And he said, I'm Emo or whatever, whoever introduced us. And then his wife, and I was like, hey, well done, buddy. And they both seemed offended.
Really?
Well done. Yeah. Boy, go get him.
Yeah. Like he was a couple clicks higher than he should have been?
What's that?
Like he was a couple clicks higher than he should have been?
No, I think they were just, people think I'm crude, I guess. I don't know. I'm a very simple man,
I'm
Rick,
a simple man.
as you know.
So I walked by this young lady who was pregnant, obviously. Little skinny thing.
Obvious
pregnant.
to you.
Hot as can be. And so she's walking by, and instead of like a normal hi, like most people would do, I looked at her, and it just came out. Why? I don't know. I said, wow, that looks like it was fun to make.
Jesus.
How'd she take that?
Not very nice. No. She wasn't completely offended. It's that, that half sideways smile? Like, he doesn't know whether to take it as a compliment or get the fuck away from you, sick pig.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Were you sweating as profusely as you are now?
No, am I? I got a little glaze going.
Got a glaze on. You look glistening. You're glistening.
What's
up, Travis Turner, Floyd Smith? What's happening, Floyd?
So if you're just joining us, this is the Pelon Chubby Show here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. We're here with Chubby, Robert Duchaine. We're talking about, I don't know, whatever the fuck comes up. And we're going to give you the info on where to go and see him tomorrow night. His show, just so you know, is like probably 100 or 1,000 times funnier than our show. Just to put that out there.
And what show? This show?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a lot of fun.
No, his show is great. I will probably be there if I can
find the place.
No,
I'm looking it up right now.
Not only that, but just I got the kids. Kathy's working. So if I can convince this lady after tonight to come back tomorrow.
Oh, you got a special arrangement.
Then
there we go.
They don't kill the babysitter.
There we go. It is at L.
You want me to help you out with that?
Yep.
All right.
Is it Spanish or is it just small rice?
Well, it's a Mexican restaurant.
Spanish.
I hope so. El Tejate in Carlsbad. Every Thursday night at 7 p.m., but tomorrow's the extra special night to go. Robert Duchaine will be at El Tejate in Carlsbad at 7 p.m. Tickets are only $10. I don't even think you can go to a movie and for $10 anymore, can you?
What's the address?
Are they only $10?
Yeah, at McDonald's you can't even
For
buy
my
shit.
show?
For
This
his
is
show.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
It's put on by Tim X. Lee, who was the old science comic, I believe.
He was a scientist, and now he's a comedian.
There you go. And Nerd Comedy BPT.me. If you want to check it out on a website, nerdcomedy.bpt.me. I forgot a dot the other time.
What the fuck is all that?
I don't know what all the dots is.
got
He's a nerd.
You got an address?
Address.
Nerd Comedy at La Tahate.
El Tahate and Carlsbad.
El Tahate.
I think if you just put that in your phone, it'll show up.
Just look up
Let me
El
see.
Tahate. It's spelled T-E-J.
Tejate.
It's like Tecate, right?
Right. It doesn't have an address here. It's on Facebook. You can check it out. But just type in El Tahate in Carlsbad, Mexican restaurant. Or you can go to, what the fuck is this? Oh, at nerdcomedy.bpt.me.
All right.
All right.
Every time anybody passes their phone to Rick, tell him not to swipe. Dude's
talking
looking at Robert's porno pics.
No,
now.
I'm trying to find it. He's got it so big, fucking grandpa
He's
vision.
playing it off. He's looking through your pics.
Look,
Yeah.
I don't even know how to get anywhere. in
Never
this
pass your
fucking
phone.
thing.
Well, you know how to make it smaller, right? There you go.
Talk to it.
Pinch
Yeah.
it.
Just
Pinch
show
it.
him a picture
Pinch
of
it.
you. No.
That's usually what I do. I pinch it.
Just pinch it.
Yeah.
Pinch it to stop the blood flow.
Yeah, no, I just opened it so I can read the fucking El Tahate.
El Tahate in Carlsbad. Check it out, 7 p.m. You will not be disappointed. Go check it out. It's a must-see.
Satisfaction guaranteed. Not a
Right.
guarantee.
Not a guarantee.
So what's the latest revelation you've had in life, Robert?
God, I don't know. That's kind of a.
That's a deep question.
I wish you'd have gave me some time.
Hot.
Well, look
Let
at
me know.
Hot seat.
I don't know. I mean, because I always have deep thoughts, but I don't know what my latest one is.
well, give us an old one that you were fond of.
A revelation.
Revelation. Well, people are, for the most part, shit. No, I'm a cynic, which cynics get a bad rap,
We do.
But
Don't lump yourself in. You're not cynical.
Okay.
cynics, originally, they just believe that people are motivated by self-interest. And that no matter what it is, Mother Teresa is motivated because it makes her feel good. She gets something out of it. It's like posting on Facebook where, give to whatever, cats are being hung by the neck, please give. And you get a ton of likes. And you're like, oh, I must be a good person.
Right.
Because I feel good about it. The accolades is the reason why people do. There's really no altruism. People do it. Are you okay? Jesus Christ.
He's in a little bit of pain, but he's gonna
he's gonna
get his sippy drink. He's gonna get his little drink on, so he'll feel better and not feel the pain. Not feel the pain. So that's kind of how this podcast came about.
How's that?
My cynical partner there
Uh-huh.
threw it out there that if I had a podcast, how many of you would listen? Then he asked, I don't know nothing about running one. And so it was kind of backwards.
Right.
Not, I want to run a podcast, I don't know how to run one. He goes, if I ran one, would you listen? So he was already getting his audience prepared.
Right. So he didn't have an idea for a podcast.
Not really.
Just to have a podcast.
Just to have a podcast.
All right. And what's the idea behind this? Just two guys talking?
This one's two guys talking. We actually had a blind guy and a Bible thumper. We had a chick on one time. We were just feeling around, trying to figure out what the purpose was, what we're going to do.
Right.
And no, it's just been 2 years of.
You always have somebody on with you guys?
Yeah, well, for the most part, no. It's just me and him, and we'll get in and get on and do what we do.
We'll have a guest now and then. But,
Yeah, it's a rarity.
we
You're
got some
special.
phone-ins.
Yeah, because the one I saw was you guys are talking about some news items.
Yeah, we do
That
in the
kind of
news,
stuff.
which will.
That's always good.
Yeah, okay. So
It's topical.
here's
Sometimes we
here's how
we just spin it. We don't tell them no truth. We might make up a lie, even start a conspiracy theory.
Sure, but here's how it normally goes. We talk about
Epstein.
Let's do one.
So here's how we normally do it. We talk about like we did about our week and what's going on in our lives, because apparently people give a shit more than we do about each other. So then we go into in the news, and we're not the news. We're not telling the news. We're taking our spin and kind of making fun of the news. So we do have a request. So we're going to do in the news now. Going right into in the news, people, here on the Pelon Chubby Show. We have a request to do some jokes or info, whatever, about the border. One of the watchers, viewers, asked for a joke or something about the border news. But, the hottest thing right now in the news is Epstein ending himself or the spin-off conspiracy thing. So there's the topic. We'll go. Robert is going to start it off. Welcome to the show.
I think somebody snuck across the border and murdered Epstein.
Did we need somebody from across the border, or were there plenty of people that?
I don't know. I was just trying to tie the two subjects together. It really wasn't.
Not prepared.
Let's try it again. So, what is your take on the whole Epstein story?
Well, I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but that's certainly fuel for people who do. I mean, it's just like, come on.
But didn't they miss the whole part about Trump saying that he was invited, but he was never there, and nobody came back and said, "Oh, yes, you were."
What are you talking about?
About going to the island.
Oh, I thought you meant the murder or the
no,
murder.
But like, here's what
now
they're
I'm
trying
calling
to say
it the murder.
Did they get rid of him so that stuff wouldn't come out? That's what they're trying to put the two together.
But it's so deep. William Barr was hired by Epstein's father.
Oh shit!
Actually helped him pass his bar and his license when he recused him for the first time around in Florida, and then unrecused him to just to hide it. So that's an offense to all law across states and on different borders. So if you're in Florida, and the Attorney General of Florida has a bunch of charges against you, you extradite or you move this guy, but you recuse him, then they can't touch him. He becomes untouchable. So they give him a slap on the wrist type of fine, no coverage and everything like that. So he's able to go and come as he please, even though he's supposed to be on house arrest. Uh-huh. And so then he moves, goes for a couple of days out, still doing what he's doing at his island. Then he gets popped again. It's not even considered a violation because he was recused. Now he's free and able to go and do what he wants to do. Then he gets caught up with all the people that he's a financier. He's a fake billionaire. He really doesn't have all that money, but his ties and his circles assumed him to have that access.
Hey, make sure that they don't ever use you in the making of the movie in this fucking thing.
Oh, I mean,
he just took all the interest out of this fucking story.
William Barr is now
made it way too complicated.
Upset. William Barr is so he's investigating the prison itself on how they can be overworked and how the prisoners how the guards let the prisoners watch each other on suicide watch. Because
he has something to hide, is what you're trying to say.
It's convenient. It's just mighty convenient.
There's a lot of convenient. I mean, that's why. Right. I mean, I think the guy probably just offed himself. Here's a guy who might not have had $1 billion, but he had multi-million dollars, banging young females, 14, 15 years old, and now he's in a little cell. And they said he was getting extorted. They were saying he was getting threatened, but I would imagine, it's prison, so you got prisoners.
They found him with marks on his neck anyway, so he was under suicide watch.
Yeah, he was already under suicide watch.
So, and then just a lapse in.
Yeah, why is it such a big deal about him offing himself? I mean, it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's more. Remember the kid that played for the Patriots, Hernandez?
Oh, yeah.
I think there's more to that story than anything else. I mean, more to that story than this.
You don't think he offed himself, Hernandez?
I think he did.
I don't
Of course
know,
he did, man.
You think so?
I mean, there's no reason to kill these guys.
What's going on, Bob? You're not supposed to be down here. All right, thanks. Edit that out.
I mean, Bernie Madoff, he's a tough son of a bitch.
Well, they told the lady one thing: don't let him down here.
Maybe they offed her.
Yeah. So what?
Don't tell Rick the babysitter's dead.
What happened with the Madoff?
Bernie Madoff is a tough son of a
Did
bitch.
he off himself too?
No, he didn't. He didn't. I mean, he's got more fortitude than, say, this
William Barr.
than Epstein.
More than Epstein, absolutely.
You know, more internal fortitude. He got in a fight in prison.
And
I mean, he's a survivor. He said his son was weak for killing himself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's his mentality. Epstein's living this great life. He knows it's over now.
Oh,
it's
definitely.
completely over.
Definitely.
And he might, I mean, you know, the prisoners is extorting him. You know, they said he was getting death threats. But I'm sure these prisoners are not stupid. They're criminals, too. They probably had some people threaten them, and then other guys, you know, it's like the mob, how the mob used to work.
Oh, they definitely.
You know, I mean, John Gotti hired some gangs to protect him when he was in.
Well, yeah.
Because, you know, people would kill him for money. So he hired gangs to protect him, and then he got a bunch of his guys in. This is the way I heard this story. He got a bunch of guys in, his guys in. He's like, well, I don't need protection anymore. And then they had somebody beat him up. And so then he rehired. They probably did the same thing to Epstein. Hey,
Right.
these guys are going to kill you. We'll get them off your back for you. And they're all in on it together. You know.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to say what that guy was.
No, that's it. It's not hard to say. I just said it.
Right. The guy was going to get.
He offed himself. It's over.
Himself. It's done.
Yeah, he was going to fucking get ended anyway.
Well, hey, everything is still coming out. You weren't going to get the guy to testify. Besides that, it would end up like, what's his name? The lawyer, Trump's lawyer, who just fucking lie about everything. Anyway, you don't know, you don't know what he's lying about, what he's telling the
Like
truth
James
about.
Comey.
Not Comey.
Cohn.
What's
Was it attorney named Cohn?
Fuck his name.
Last name's Cohn?
Comey was the.
No.
Comey's the FBI director that got fired, and then.
It's good we're up to date on our fucking shit, huh?
Yeah, no, I see why you guys don't-
His thing is the Mueller. Every week is Mueller.
I was living and breathing that report. I knew there was no real smoking gun, but it was just always
Mueller. Nobody there.
Nobody there.
Yeah, but it's Mueller, isn't it?
Mueller.
Yeah.
Robert Swan Mueller.
Yeah, I mean, look, the report looks bad. You read it, parts. I didn't read the whole thing. I read parts of it, but I mean, but don't forget also when law enforcement's writing a report on you, they're trying to make you look as guilty as possible.
Sure.
You know, that's what they do. So, you know, and the thing is, how can it be a cover-up if there wasn't an original crime?
Hey,
True.
Did you get the right number?
True.
Let's say try calling in to ask a question. So I
They
you know,
try. This number.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're gonna call. He's gonna call in and try to ask a question. So the latest thing's been all the cop-involved shootings and killings in the last week alone.
Well, not cop involved. It was what, one?
No, there was one today.
There's one happening right now.
Right now.
Still happening.
Yeah,
There's
it's just-
hostages. They've shot 6 cops, and
Right.
they've got 2 cops hostages in Philadelphia, I think.
Right, in Philadelphia right now. And then
Fucking Philly.
you had the CHP guy got shot and killed. The other one hurt.
See, now that people, they always going to go after the cops and say cops are pieces of shit or whatever. This cop was being nice and was letting the guy get shit out of his truck before they towed it.
Right.
And one of the things he got out was a fucking an assault
Right.
rifle.
Hey.
That's why I say, fuck it, shoot him, and then
Answer it.
No.
Huh? Oh, that's my.
that's your what?
No, go ahead.
The call's coming from inside the house.
No, that's another guy calling.
Somebody you don't want to take?
No, not right now.
Is it a
So,
bill collector?
Huh?
Is it a bill collector?
No. He's actually on his way over here. I don't understand that why people like my wife will call. She works literally less than a mile away, maybe a mile and a half. And she'll get off of work and she'll call me. I'm like, why the fuck are you calling me? Why don't you just come home? You're going to be home in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's women. That's what you got to put up with.
Why are you calling me? I don't know.
That's what you got to. When guys do it, then it's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, what's your fucking problem?
You know, when texting first came out,
I don't know why anybody calls anymore with texting anyway.
Right. Well, my thing before was like, if it was a guy, I was like, guys don't text guys. This is when it first came out.
Oh, that's weird.
No, when it first came out, though,
okay.
It's like, is a dude texting a dude? I mean, what the fuck's going on here? And I was like, if you ever fucking text me, I was telling my guy friends, if you ever text me, we're done. Don't fucking text me. You text your chicks. But this is how fucking old we are, or I am at least. I'll say it. That was when texting first started. We didn't even know what the fuck it was. We didn't know where it was going.
I can't remember what I thought. All I know is I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember, maybe the first day I heard about it, but it's like, this is amazing. I don't have to talk to somebody.
Like, you can't even...
And you keep it brief. People keep it brief, right. Mostly. Some people will text you fucking volumes, but most people keep it brief. Then you don't have all this bullshit, how you doing? Who gives a fuck how am I doing? What do you want?
Right.
Tell me what you want. What's up? What's up, man? And then ask the question.
And why don't they understand when it doesn't require a response? Like when you text something, like that's it. The conversation's over.
Well, what do you mean?
Okay.
Yeah, well, I have a problem with that myself. I always feel like there needs to be one more.
One final one.
There should be one. Yes, a little finality to it.
It's like the one place you can be rude and not respond.
It's also the place you can misspell and just act like you were shortening the word. That kind of thing. You don't know how to spell a word. You just.
That it just shows how uncomputer savvy you are.
Yeah, well, everybody knows how to text now, for Christ's sakes. My mom texts, and she's 90s. She's not 90s. Sorry, Mom. Everybody texts now, so there's no excuse.
It's crazy how far things have come. We think back when there was no phones. Fuck, I remember when there was almost no power windows. Only certain cars had power windows in them.
The nicer cars.
Yeah. There was the phone.
I almost cut my head off in a part with our first power. We had a station wagon, and the back went up down with a power window.
Yeah.
And I stuck my head in there to see. I forget what my goal was. This is just last week. You think I'd remember? No, I was a little kid, I can't remember what what the experiment was, that I was doing.
And who was at the controls of the window?
Me.
Oh, fuck.
I wanted to get it so close or something, and then it almost took my fucking head off, of course.
I thought it was maybe like a test of how much your parents loved you. It's like, hey, Mom, my head's in the window. I can't hear you. Fucking.
That would be a good, test of love. But, no, just my own. I also set myself on fire once.
Nice.
And also grabbed a blender, that didn't have the top on it.
Right.
Just,
I didn't
blade swirling.
Yeah, I wasn't that brave, or
I wouldn't know if I would call it brave. I was inquisitive. What would happen? And then I found out.
So I did one like that, trying to see if I could hold a firecracker from exploding when you lit it.
Keep it from exploding.
Right.
Wow.
Like if you could squeeze it tight.
Wow, what happened?
Fuck, I felt like I lost my whole fucking hand.
It goes numb, right? I've had one blow up in my hand. It's like, it's numb and it hurts at the same time.
I was counting my fingers, like, fuck, did I lose anything? Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I can't remember.
How can we help you?
So, hey, you called into the Pelon and Chubby show?
Hello, Detective.
Who's this?
Detective 13th Precinct.
Detective 13th Precinct.
Is that Ernie?
Greater San Bernardino Inner Valley, or where? What's going on, Bernie?
From San Diego.
Is this Ernie Ruiz?
Questions. We had a couple
Ernest
questions
Ruiz.
for Mr. Robert. We heard that he was in the building today.
Okay, 1 second. We'll get you on with Robert. Robert, you listening?
Sure.
I'm here. I'm on.
What is it?
Hey, Robert, how you doing today?
I'm not bad. How are you, officer?
Great. We just have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
First, we want to say we love the show. Congratulations on the show. And we kind of want to go back on the questions of the beginning of when you first started your career.
Hold on, let me
Things have changed
put the
molded.
spotlight on.
So a couple questions here for the younger crowd here. Like, what year did you start? What made you get into comedy? Who was your idols? Who did you listen to? Where did you get your material from? And what movies did you watch? I mean, all those are questions that we want to know.
These are all good questions that people that have a podcast should ask.
Right. We're getting there, fucker. We're getting there. We like to get with the deep shit first.
And here's another thing too. And during the beginning of the conversations here, and you guys kind of went out to how everything tilted off. And my dad was a big, huge comedian fan. And in fact, he knows the guy from Encino Man. What's his name? One of the comedian guys.
Pauly Shore?
The guy from Encino Man. He was an actor.
Pauly
Shore.
Pauly Shore.
Yeah,
Pauly
and
Shore, okay.
Pauly, and then my dad knows
I wish I could have thought of
his
that.
mom. They own a comedy store in downtown, so they're really
She did.
good friends. Yeah,
She's no more.
And so my dad, back in that era, I guess it's your guys' era, comedy was like one of the top things out there. So do you feel as it's going to fade in since the era is getting different, or do you just think you need to improvise a little bit to make things newer? What's your input on that?
Well, that's actually before my time when comedy was big. It went down in the early 90s. I started in 91, right, when the gravy train was pulling out of the station. But it needed to go down because there were too many comedians that didn't have jokes, and there were too many shows. Now people are ready for that. Now it's people are coming up with content over, newer and newer all the time, like Louis C.K. every year comes up with new jokes, until... And if he doesn't, he pulls out his dick. I mean...
Right. Jim Gaffigan. Do a commercial.
Oh, yeah.
So what got you into comedy? I mean, obviously you have the talent. You sound really good. You're outspoken. What got you into talent, into comedy?
I don't know. I just wanted to do something in show business. So I started doing... I went to broadcasting school. Took a little broadcasting course, and I wanted to get on the radio. And so I did that, and everybody there was like, man, you're funny, man. You should do comedy.
There you go.
So then I went and started doing stand-up, going to open mics.
And where are you going to be at tomorrow so everybody knows? And what's the charge and what's the time? And how we all get down there tomorrow?
El Tejate is the Mexican restaurant in Carlsbad.
Are you going to have some, now there's going to be a lot of Latinos there. Are you going to have some good jokes for the border jokes? Or what you got going for the audience?
Definitely the border jokes.
Yeah.
I don't think they let Mexicans in Carlsbad.
Well, that's okay. Well,
that wasn't me. I didn't say that. That's Rick. Just so we were clear on who's talking.
I hate you fuckers.
What kind of material?
No, people are a little too upset about the border thing now, so I don't really get into it. I mean, obviously you let the hot Latinas in. That's off the top.
Well, yeah. Sounds like pregnant.
Right. Well, we really appreciate your input here from the 13th Precinct. We want to thank you for coming on the show tonight, and you have a good night.
All right, man. Thanks.
Hey, see you, Ernie.
Hi, Ernie.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling in, dog.
Wow.
Hey.
I thought he was going to ask me about actual crimes I committed.
Right.
When he said he was a cop.
We're only an hour.
I mean, I know it wasn't a real cop, but I thought.
Still, it's
like, wait a minute. Got the heart race running.
Kind of questions a podcaster would.
He's actually had some good questions.
Yeah, is he a caller or?
No, he looks so big.
Oh, okay.
He's on the phone all day, so that's probably why.
That's why. Yeah.
He thinks he got a silky voice too.
Hear him?
Everybody. Okay. That's what's
We
up.
said what time the show is and where it is.
Already told him twice.
He's a great speaker.
But his attention,
But you can't say that too often.
What's that?
Where it is and when to go and what to do. Yeah.
We'll go over I had to move the keg closer.
What happened to you? What's wrong with you, man? You walking around like you're...
on the list?
No, just give me one fucking...
I'm fucking dying.
Oh, okay.
He's dying.
Is he?
I would have stuck a fork in him a long time ago, but he says, I'm not done.
We're all dying.
No,
what are you dying
I'm
of?
Faster than normal.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably be gone.
Does your audience know about this already?
No.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. I'm sorry I brought it up.
We don't get into it.
All right.
But if you're just tuning in, it's been a fun show so far. Bound to get better. We're going to get a little bit as it gets darker and darker. I get darker and darker.
How long is this anyway?
Well, however long we want. We edit it down.
Yeah.
You do edit it. Okay.
Yeah.
Again.
This is just he does all the little shit in the back. Make it look nice. package it, put the music to it.
Gotcha. I was wondering. Okay.
This
so,
is just so people can see us.
Yeah.
Because we're sexy as fuck,
Right. Give them something to
On
jerk
average.
off to.
Until you start
Right.
sweating. Yeah.
I'm not sweating, fucker.
I know. Just
Hey, there's nothing wrong with just sweating. Some women like that
Sometimes-
sweaty thing.
Yeah, sometimes you need that.
I get
it adds a little
concerned.
And
lubrication.
some men too, and some trans people as
Right.
well.
It adds
I don't
a
want to
little
leave
I
anybody
get
out.
concerned. The temperature's low and he starts sweating. I'm just like, okay, maybe
That's
he's
the
having
drugs and alcohol coming
drug
out.
and alcohol. Yeah,
You
gotta
know
get
that.
out
Oh,
of the
having a
system.
relapse.
Do we
or
need
some
to?
shit.
Do we need to fucking bring that out?
Well, not a relapse because you're drinking right now. So, so that's what happened with AA.
So look,
that didn't work out.
here's-
That
It's between gulps.
dude, it's more like, I'm not doing it to the edge of death every day.
right.
Now it's just once a week.
right.
I look death right in the eye. What did it say? I know you.
I got it's a long story, but yeah, I'm not doing so hot right now, but it's all
You
right.
gonna be okay or what?
No, fuck, but I don't think anybody really gives a fuck.
I do. I didn't know anything about it, man.
Yeah, no,
That's-
Is it the type of should we start a GoFundMe?
fuck
or?
no. Just
All right. Damn.
throw some lighter fluid in a torch.
Okay.
Fuck it, I'm good.
Got it.
You want the Viking burial? Is
I
that what you're
came in.
saying?
I came in with not much excitement and fucking go out with the less as possible.
Serious enough. Serious enough.
Mom was 15. I was barely expected to make it anyway.
Surprise, fuckers. He's here now. Deal with him.
Yeah, some people.
Well, how old are you, man?
There's
You
different-
lasted a long time.
50.
Yeah,
You had a good run.
He
yeah.
had a good run.
I don't know. Are we talking about like actual miles or
No, you're just your age,
What's on the
About
clock?
round persona.
because as far as like going hard, I'm probably like how they say your kid. Your kid like. I know he's like 13, but he's really performing at maybe a 6 or 7 year old level. So I'm really.
I thought you would go the
I was
other
going
way.
The other way.
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
13
that's
is-
normal, right? But they're like, I'm 49, but sir, your body is performing at an 82-year-old level.
Right.
Yeah, for me, I'm saying that as a fucking normal.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I'm just about fucking extinct.
Gotcha. Well, since this thing's edited, I'm gonna go take a piss.
Yeah, feel
Okay.
free.
Yeah, for free.
We'll go over our
We'll
normal
Be right
shit.
back. And for
And we'll
people who see
pull
the
down
edited
the end.
version, I never really liked
Never
You
left.
weren't here, actually. You weren't even here, actually.
So this is a Pelon Chubby show here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Tell your friends, make sure they tune in. We do this every single week. This week is Robert Duchaine on the show. So Chubby, what do you think of the show so far?
I'm feeling it's a plus one up, plus getting that history, and actually someone to make all those stories more concrete, hearing it right here in the flesh with Mr. Robert
And I
Duchaine.
didn't solicit anything.
No, you didn't solicit anything. Just a GoFundMe, fuck it, or his Cash App.
Right.
He'll
No,
drop that
I
right
just
here.
hey, Robert was there from the very beginning. I've known him since I first started doing comedy, and we did bar shows when we first started out, and then next thing you know, man, he's headlining theaters, 600 plus people, Stockton Arena. 2,000 plus, 3,000 people. So it's been like fucking, it went from us just like piecing stuff together from the garage and using a credit card to buy a couple things just to make a show where people could hear us to sitting at the bar and telling the staff at the Stockton Arena, yeah, we can use a TV right there, maybe a little post and drape right there, block off.
Right on.
And just like having it just set up to like, you get on the microphone and you hear that crisp sound. You see the lighting and it's like fucking perfect. And you're like, this is it, man. This is
We made it.
what I've worked like my whole comedy career to hear myself on a microphone that is like crisp, just the shit, man. And I always wanted a show where I could say, this is the Budweiser comedy tour or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we had the Corona comedy series.
Okay.
And I mean, that was like, to me, that was like, achieving a lot of my dreams as a promoter of comedy, of producing my own shows. It's not even, you get past that point of being a promoter. Promoters are, got the flyers and you're out, I got a show at the bar, whatever the fuck it is. I know there's other real promoters, but when you're talking about a producer of a show, and then as I started getting into performing a little more than producing the shows, because I sat back and watched for a long time, man. I think I probably went to the Punchline for a good 5 years before I ever did anything, and just watched every Sunday. Watched the showcase. I seen the Sklar brothers grow up there. Arch Barker, you, who else?
Other people.
In 5 years. That's a lot of people.
Al Madrigal.
Al Madrigal, okay.
Who else was there? Louis Katz.
Damn.
Fuck, there's, the list is like unbelievable. Tony.
Kameen.
Diamco. Tony Diamco.
All the Tonys.
Joe Bartnick, who's still opening up for, what the fuck's it called?
Bill Burr. Oh, he's done other stuff too. He does his own stuff, and he's had a show on Playboy for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, there's like guys that fucking, like, these are guys, I'm not going to say how much they work for, but fuck, when they were just getting going and other, I'll pat myself on the back a little bit on this part, is I didn't believe anybody that was performing worked for free if I was getting paid at the door. That's like one of my golden rules. If you're getting paid at the door, pay the motherfuckers.
Right.
I don't give a fuck how much you make. If you're charging at the door, pay them. Nobody works for free. I don't give a fuck what they're doing. If they're hosting,
ass, gas, or grass.
Right. So that's been one of my golden rules. And it's been a fucking, it's been a lot of fun, man. Watching people grow and shit, and some just get fatter, but fuck it, it's still fun to watch.
That's growth.
Yeah.
That's growth.
So it's been cool, man. And I wish, just for the sake of giving people more work, really, I wish I could get something going down here, but I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I can see that being more of a problem than in the Bay Area.
It's just, I don't know, man. It's just,
you were mostly East Bay too, right? I mean, that's further out.
Well, I went out to Central Valley. We did that dinner show at the Banna Inn out there, where the dude from Journey was born in Banna.
I don't know.
The lead singer.
I fucking hate Journey.
Come on now.
I hate Journey.
Especially with the Filipino lead singer now.
Fuck that. Filipino women are fucking hot.
Well, yeah.
I don't know nothing about the dudes.
No. Well, he's the lead singer now of Journey.
Jesus.
Well, did he win a contest or some shit?
Yeah, he was on YouTube.
YouTube
I saw him.
Yeah, I heard about that. So it's kind of like Rockstar that what's his name did? Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I love that show. Not to mention fucking Jennifer Aniston looks like fucking
seriousness.
Super delicious in that movie.
Yeah, I like Jennifer Aniston a lot. I know a lot of people don't.
Really?
Well, I mean, a lot of people do, but then maybe it's cool to shit on her.
Well,
why wouldn't you like her?
It's like Yogi Berra.
You throw her in the dumpster, like Brad Pitt was able to walk away from that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but he went to. I knew that was a fucking mistake. Look, Billy Bob Thornton was with what's her name? Jesus Christ.
Beautiful lips.
Yeah.
Small hips. She's crazy.
Angelina Jolie.
She's crazy.
Yeah. Well, he left because, and you can see why now. He don't want any fucking kids. He's living the rock star life. He's banging one of the hottest women in the world, and he's fucking just whatever he does. He's getting high. He's having a great time. Now she wants a family. He's like, fuck that. So then she latches on to Brad Pitt, and now they got 7 kids all of a sudden. Of course, that's never going to last. I mean, Brad Pitt's a movie star. He's the same way.
Yep.
He just wants to play.
There is a story right here about Brad Pitt makes shocking announcement amid Jennifer Aniston's secret getaway wedding. They're still trying to steal each other's spotlight. And then you hear Kim Kardashian got a face change, they think, to make herself look more like Beyonce.
Wow.
You hear about that?
No.
I'm still trying to get a photo here on Halle Berry sporting a wet T-shirt on a birthday photo for 50.
They're not going to show her.
53rd.
She's 53.
53. Damn. And they say that she had a wet T-shirt and nipples on full display.
Well, I bet you she got a breast job, though. That's why. If she's showing that off.
She's original.
Halle?
She's natural. She's
Halle?
all natural.
Well, I mean, I saw her in, what was it,
Swordfish.
Swordfish.
I
don't know.
I saw her on that one.
I didn't think she had great tits. And believe me, I think she's gorgeous. She's beautiful. But I was really kind of like, yeah, really? She had a little surgery there and lift them things up. I mean, that's just my,
I saw her
as I sat there, scratching my nuts with a beer resting on my belly.
Yeah.
I was going to say I saw her 450 times in Monsters Ball. Only one scene, 450 times.
450 times.
She was great in that. I mean, she really proved that she was an actress for that in that film.
Right.
She changed her body mechanics completely. She walked like a,
She actually fucked him like she cared.
Yeah, I don't really remember this.
It was like a hate fuck kind of thing, but yeah.
Interesting. Because you can look at a woman and say, "Oh, she could take it."
Was there more to the movie than that?
Yeah,
I missed
there
it.
was a lot more to the movie. Than
That was a great movie. That was one of my favorite movies.
P. Diddy was in that.
Was he? Oh, yeah.
As the husband in jail,
Right,
getting
right.
executed.
Yep.
See,
Yeah.
I did see more of it.
So it did have a
Yeah,
happy
you did pay
ending.
attention. Yeah.
And Billy Bob with his racist dad.
Wow, that was truly impressive. Great range, that guy.
I don't know if you can do that anymore.
I think he called her neighbor a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do that kind of movie anymore.
No? Why not? I have
Here's
an
the
issue
thing.
with that.
Here's the thing. Look at the last movie they did where the woman won. It was 4 billboards outside of some fucking town.
Oh, that movie.
Yeah, people were upset because of the racists at the end. They went off together to kill whoever it was, her daughter's murderer.
Yeah.
Right, and people were saying, "Oh, that was redemption." So there's no redemption allowed anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? If you've ever committed a sin, that's how they ruin people's careers over that shit now. If they can dig something up from your past that you've done that's now considered a heinous sin that can't be forgiven, you can't be forgiven now.
Let's talk about one of the most racist movies ever. Why
Which
it doesn't get any
Birth of a Nation?
Kind of the Django, the fucking Django Unchained.
Django Unchained?
Why was that racist?
Huh? Are you kidding? Holy shit!
That was Tarantino's freaking masterpiece, dude. Quentin. put
One
that
of them.
Are you kidding? That was hard to watch.
For you?
Yeah.
Really?
Fucking hard to watch.
Why?
And then another one with Kurt Russell and that chick, Samuel L. Jackson, the chick in the stagecoach in the
Oh,
snow.
the Hateful Eight?
Oh my
The Hateful
god!
Eight was great.
What? Yeah, I think he's.
What the? I mean, everybody knows I'm racist. I'll fucking admit it.
But he's sitting there cringing. That doesn't make sense.
For me to be like, what the fuck? I work with a black guy. I mean, I'm over it, sort of.
Sense.
But
I'm over it. I got it in my system. I see him once a week.
He's hardly black though. That's the only reason I do it.
Yeah,
Fuck.
damn it.
If he was blacker, like black, then maybe I'd have an issue.
No, I mean,
with it.
I make it a prime.
He speaks Spanish.
I make it a prime directive of mine to watch all things black. I try it. It's not because I'm trying to fulfill or try to meet a quota or anything like that. It's just I don't want to miss anything. So I'm Rosewood, Baby Boy.
But can you at least say it's a piece of shit if it is?
Burning.
Can you say
I can admit to it.
Because black people made the movie, it's fucking good. Well, maybe it's as good as they can do, but I'm just saying.
I mean, I'll give credit where credit is due. I mean, but
will you say it's a piece of shit if it's a piece of shit?
I hate the fucking Madea movies.
Tyler
hate
Perry.
them.
Just say, can you tell me that he's fucking horrible?
No, if everything didn't have to be a message with that guy, he would put out some great movie. It would be great cinema, but everything.
And what's his message? What do you think his message is?
Who?
If it ain't black, it ain't right.
Who are you talking about?
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Oh, is that what his message is?
Always there's like a message, or he drives the same.
What's the message? I mean, Spike Lee has. I can't watch Tyler Perry just because it's too broad of comedy for me.
Too broad.
And I mean, I saw one movie where he did something about marriage where they all met up.
That one was good.
That was a little too dry for me. So, I mean, I think he's done some stuff that I like. I can't remember.
He likes the Madea movies. Say it. Just admit it, Robert. Robert likes the
Well,
Madea
only because
movies.
I want to do Medea.
I want to do Madea, which is actually...
Medea, yeah. But
I want to be in a.
Why do I feel
I
like
don't know why Man in a Dress is so fucking funny every time. You know what I mean? It's not to me, but you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, they say that usually is the nail in the coffin for a black comic to do the whole thing.
Yeah, well, that's what Chappelle says.
Flip Wilson did it, and he did it well.
Yeah, like Chappelle knows.
Well,
Chappelle did it once. He said he never did it, but he did actually do it.
Look,
Well, he's
Cat
saying
Williams
that
did
they try to get black men to do that to emasculate them. Okay, but they do it to everybody. Every comic they think that this will be funny. Put him in a dress.
But more
it's
the
not
black
funny.
comics than they do the whites.
I don't know
honestly.
if that's true.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's
Dude,
true at all.
They make Jim Carrey look as fucking gay as possible.
Jim Carrey does that stuff to himself, but I
Jim
mean,
Carrey does that. But what part?
well, you had Merle. I mean, almost every male comic is probably done dressed as a woman.
You don't have to take the role. You can say no
at some point in your career.
I don't think. I think it is a sort of a stigmatism, but it's not like a thing because I mean the Wayans brothers did it. They did it to themselves, and it was their own production.
But they'll take any work.
They do, and they did that freaking White Chicks ridiculously.
With Terry Crews. Why does that dude just fucking get on my last nerve, man?
Because he's gay and he finally had his Me Too moment and he's still in the sunlight and you're not.
Oh, Terry Crews. He's not gay, right?
He's
not gay, but he had his Weinstein touched his pee-pee right in the middle of a crowd and.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but why would that make you feel emasculated? Tell the guy to go fuck himself, I
don't understand what he has a problem with. I want my shit touched as much as possible. I'll be like, hey. Not here.
Wash your hands. Prepare.
Let's go behind the curtain over here and finish this. Fucking, what's the problem? What guy doesn't like their pee-pee touched? I don't give a fuck. I'll close my eyes.
I guess the guy grabbed his dick in front of his wife.
Yeah. And then walked away and then came back and did it again. It's like, like not like I own you, but this is my privilege. This is what I can do. Right. You're doing my contracts. You're doing my shows. You're doing. I'm gonna take care of you. Take care of me right now. Watch this. I got his nuts right here.
Yeah, I mean, except the guy was gay, so it wasn't a
Was that
he was probably just drunk.
It wasn't Weinstein.
It was somebody.
No, it wasn't Weinstein, but it was a gay Weinstein.
It was a gay Weinstein.
Oh,
a producer that was
had
a lot of power over him.
That's the Coca-Cola fucking producers.
Right, exactly.
But you're drinking Coke.
Plus, a lot of Weinstein, I think it comes out as being forced later. And, you can always say no.
Right. Like, let me have you...
But wait a minute. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean,
he had it written into the contracts that he could have those privileges.
Oh, I don't know. Well, he had a contract that said they would have to cover his sexual harassment. So obviously the guy had a problem. He'd also, he'd pull his dick out and jerk off, even if a woman said no, or especially if she said no, that kind of thing. Don't get me wrong, the guy's an asshole. But some of them, I believe...
Hey, would there be...
This is always my question. Somebody like that kind of points at the women who did work for him and get parts and never complained. Did they give it up? Right. Willingly, or you know what I mean, or were they into it? His wife was fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's like
is it that much of a surprise if they have a term as the casting couch? If there hasn't been stories in Hollywood for years and years, is it that big of a fucking shock? Is it not one of your hazards if you choose this line of business that you might have to suck somebody off to get a fucking part? Is it that hard to believe? Are we that fucking naive that we think that, I'm above this, I'm that great of a fucking actress that I might not have to be subject to this? Am I that fucking special? No, bitch, you're not. Unfortunately, you're not. This has been going on, and this fucking type of work that you chose for years and years. If you don't like it, don't fucking do it.
It shouldn't be. No,
it shouldn't
come
be.
On, no,
Look,
come on.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
Equal pay?
It shouldn't be.
How about equal pay?
But
equal pay?
It's a fucking reality.
Contingent
in
on
life,
that.
It's a fucking reality. Look, you want extra money, you want all these fucking special privileges as being in the military. You knew the fucking job when you took it. You know why you're getting extra pay for being in combat. You know you might die at any time. Why should you get any fucking special privilege? You're not volunteering for this shit. You're getting paid.
That's your job.
So why are we? That's your fucking job.
Right.
You chose that job. Don't be mad at us because you fucking picked the wrong line of work.
Who are we talking about now? Military
I'm just saying
or
in general.
actresses?
All these assumed.
You signed up for a
shit.
hazard.
This is what
When you
signed up
sign
for.
up for military, you know there's going to be shooting.
Right.
You don't know there's going to be dick sucking when you sign up for acting.
Well, you should know.
But
It's
if you know
implied.
that's how some
It's
got
been
it
going
done
on forever.
implied. It's not automatic.
Oh, so
but
the casting couch is just a fucking
casting couch is a term.
something that somebody just came up one day just for a goof, like a fantasy penthouse fantasy fucking thing. No, because it fucking happens. It happens.
Well, just because it happens doesn't mean it's right.
I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. I'm not the one to judge.
Doesn't mean it can't change.
It won't. Once it's happened once, it's going to keep on happening.
So you're saying Me
That's
Too?
the reality of
Me
it.
Too is emotionless?
Me Too was pointless. It was
Whoa,
fucking a reality.
really?
It was
I
just-
disagree.
I
It was
see-
just.
I disagree.
it was-
I say it was overblown,
Right,
and
of
some
course.
people were lying.
Oh, so do you think the world has changed since that came out?
No, but I think, people's
no, people are
behaviors. I know mine
They're
has.
just hiding it better now. They're not just doing it out in the open like they were before.
Wow.
But it's still happening.
Okay.
Dude,
Look. What was that bitch's name in that fucking movie with Mark Wahlberg when they did the reshooting of it?
Oh,
That she came out and was crying because she didn't get paid $300 million.
That's not. What is that? That's because she didn't negotiate.
well, that's also part of the Me Too movement.
Thank you.
I know.
Look, everybody
But
wanted
that has nothing
say,
to do with.
because she's
that
a
has
woman.
nothing to do with you. If you want this job, you suck my dick.
No, but I'm saying this whole fucking movement about women being treated differently or having to do different shit to get parts. Look, the reason why she didn't get money for the reshooting, why she just got a fucking cheeseburger and french fries, is because she doesn't have proper representation and she's not the fucking moneymaker in this film. Mark Wahlberg is the one bringing people to the door. Nobody even knows who this bitch is. But yet,
I
she's
think
supposed to
people
get the
know
same
who
money.
she is, and that wasn't the point. The point is actually that she said she would redo it for free
Right.
because of the statement it would make when they took Kevin Spacey out. But Mark never said that.
Fuck that.
He
He's
took
got a good
his money
negotiating team. He
because
wants
he's
his
all about the money.
You got to get the money.
So that's
So why should she,
that's what I'm saying. Some of these are overblown and they're bullshit.
why should she get paid, just because Mark's team did a great job and getting them a shitload of money for nothing?
I don't know. We've established that.
That's just
But-
my point. I'm saying, why is it always got to be a thing where it's a fucking female thing and they're saying that the reason why they're getting shit on is because they're females?
Sometimes it is. I mean, that's why guys are asking them to suck their dicks. They're not asking George Clooney to suck their dick.
Well, maybe.
I mean, some of them are, I'm
He
sure.
did look pretty good in his last movie.
He may have, that may be how he got there. I don't know. But he's not complaining.
No.
Nope, not complaining
No,
at
you
all.
haven't heard one guy say, you know how many dicks I had to suck to get this role?
Right.
None.
No,
No, they just take the role, take the
they
money.
won't, but that may be next. Us too.
Us too.
Us too.
Hims too.
Nah, you got your hymns. You got your hymns.
It's like anything, though. Any movement is, I mean, you get behind, you're like, yes, of course, so-and-so, such a person, such a people have been mistreated. But then the over-the-board rhetoric turns people off. And so then now you have people against you that wouldn't necessarily be against you because you're saying ridiculous fucking things.
Yeah.
That's why I see
The
it.
latest one's the Trump thing.
Oh.
Like everybody, there's been so much talk about Trump. Now it's so overboard. Like everybody's like, just shut the fuck up already. We don't want to hear it anymore.
We don't want to hear it anymore.
We don't want to hear it.
Except for the people who do want to hear it, do want to hear it. It's so annoying.
We're talking to each other and nobody gives a fuck.
I mean, they've got every late night television host, every comedian,
Why are they all-
every movie,
Yeah.
every newspaper,
Why
basically.
are all the comics, why are all the late night show guys, why are they all against Trump? What the fuck?
Well, it's not even just against Trump. They're all liberal.
Okay, so no,
And-
but New York business people, they knew Trump was bad news. Rallied around him. He goes, you know what? I'm going to run for president. Good luck with that. It was a joke. To
Well, he
him,
thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
He thought it was a way to sell books. That was his plan from the beginning. A lot of people actually do that. They run for president to raise their profile. People you've never heard of, all of a sudden now you've heard of them. They sell a book, they go on speaking tours, and now they're making a lot more money. And that's what he expected to do. And then all of a sudden, people started fucking voting for him.
So here's a new twist. My mom was telling me about this guy who's a renowned author, historian, that wrote a book about Trump and how in Salinas, California, all of the Mexicans that are there and in California actually all voted for Trump, and that's how he won, because they wanted protection from him against MS-13, the Central American gang, that it had infiltrated California so bad that they just wanted, he was the only one that would take up arms against them and have them deported, that the reason he won is because he has every Mexican vote in California, and it is against what everybody believes, that the Mexicans don't like him because he's deporting people. It is actually the reverse, that they all voted for him to get rid of MS-13.
But when you try to put that on the administration, you can go back all the way to the Contra scandal. The government can't do that in the public face and be effective. Cannot.
You need to read this book. It is amazing.
Fuck a book, dude. Look at Cuba.
Fuck a book. That we should start that. You know how they have like mobile book club? Fuck a book.
Fuck a book. Look,
let's take that around the country.
If you can't believe a fucking book, though, what do you believe anymore? Who do you believe? What is true?
That's opinion anyway. What were you gonna say?
Because like Cuba, you have the most ridiculously masquerous dictator. And it was definitely a dictation.
Ask them what they think.
Ask them what they think?
Yeah. Not all of them, but just a few of them. Ask them what they think.
Fighting on the daily. Look at Argentina. Look at freaking all of the other places that are just so corrupt because they have people that...
Well, let's just talk about Cuba.
Problems.
You brought up Cuba.
Cuba and the drug problem. We thought we could control the drugs. We thought we could beat the drugs and the whole... No, the government can't do it. They still run black ops... And they still pass the drugs because the pharmaceuticals need that. They need that access. They need the opium. They need all that stuff. So in the public face, we're beating the M13. Okay? We're beating M13 on the face value.
Right.
But in the back, we're still funding them. We lock up El Chapo, put him up in a nice, happy place and everything. And then the rest of the other organizations, like the M13 and all the other organizations, can then grow stronger. He's not defeating M13. Calling everybody from Guatemala and everything else thugs, murderers, everything like that,
right,
with his smear and his propaganda. How are you going to build that up and still at the same time defeat M. Tracy?
I don't know, but all the motherfuckers voted for him. That's all I know.
That's what's in that book.
Right. Well, this is what I think.
He did not win California because of California.
I'm just saying.
He didn't win California anyway. That's what I was going to say.
He got because of the Electoral College.
I know we keep on going back to that.
The Electoral College.
Well, when Bush won over fucking...
Electoral College.
Right.
Not the popular vote, nothing.
This is my theory. They think they got... I mean, the liberals, which I'm a liberal, I'm a Democrat, but I see a sense of unfairness in the society with how Republicans, conservatives are viewed. But anyway, I mean, societies are split mostly. It's like yin and yang. You split half conservative, half liberal. No matter where you go, no matter what society, you see that. But then again, that's the same thing in the Hispanic community.
But then again, they also still talk about bipartisanship. We can work together. We can get along.
No, that's bullshit. They don't even want to work together. No, they just want to be seen as saying let's work together.
Exactly.
But Latinos, say you got a guy, I mean, here's a guy, he's fucking worked his ass off. He's got his house. Now he's got his fucking basement. And he's got his man cave down there. You know, now he's going to watch football, soccer, And and all of a sudden his fucking wife's illegal immigrant family has come across the border and live in his fucking basement. And then Trump comes along and says, I'm going to get rid of these motherfuckers. You go, Trump. He's voted for Trump.
Let's get Trump. Let's see what we can do here.
I mean, there are people like everybody. Liberals trying to tell you that they
Are you going to get rid of the in-laws? Fuck, I like you.
Oh, man. Okay, so what happened in Mississippi with the deportation and the ICE raid? I think that was untimely because of what happened in Chicago and El Paso. El Paso, at the same time, the target of most of the smear and most of the stuff in the large Hispanic community in El Paso. And then you have Mississippi and over 700 people caught up in deportation with an ICE raid.
Look.
Not cool.
when you go to other countries,
It's a process. It's a process.
if you don't have a visa, you don't have
There's a
permission to be in the
process.
country, they get you the fuck out. Why are we different?
But they went after the people, not the companies, not the ones that are accepting the work, getting the work done at the cheaper rate.
Well, yeah,
Not
let's talk about that after.
After what?
How did they get here? But first, you got to get rid of the fucking people.
They got here. They came here on a promise.
Okay.
They're trying to work. They get their green cards.
Right.
Some of them slip through the cracks and
Well, you know, there's
don't re-up or don't renew. Or
there's
don't.
other people getting fucking evicted that are white, that are from Europe.
But they're not going to get jacked
renewing
and
their
taken away
visas.
from. Nope,
Yes.
they're not.
Yeah, but where are they?
Where
They're
are
not
Where are
in
those people.
But they're not in a factory somewhere where you can get 600 of them at one time. There's not 600 fucking
They're a little
Europeans
smarter. Fucking.
work. They just
spread out.
they blend in easier for one
blend
thing.
in
You know?
easier.
There's one here. There's one there.
They just turn their hats backward and sorry about that.
Yeah, he's a bro.
He's a bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
There's not 600 fucking Mexicans working in Minnesota. I know, right? They
Yeah,
don't fucking
there's
work.
not 600 Europeans, illegal Europeans working somewhere.
Hey, you know what? I do feel bad for the kids and stuff. I am under the belief that if you're here, you won. But you shouldn't be kicked out. But let's prevent the rest of them from coming. Right?
Well, see, we already did that once, though. Reagan did
did
that.
that. Reagan
Reagan gave amnesty,
Yeah, amnesty.
and then they were going to fix immigration. They did that and didn't fix the fucking
they
thing.
gotta fucking seal the border. They gotta control the border.
And you're Latino, right?
Right.
Okay.
But my people
Here we go. The
filed
engines,
papers
and they filed paperwork. They did it
and
right.
got here legally.
Yeah.
And waited and paid the money. So yeah, all these motherfuckers sneaking.
I
in.
assume, because I called ICE, they had no interest in you
No.
before I
Right.
came
I was
out.
born-
That's
I was
good,
born
good
here.
check. I mean, every day I come and check, make sure this place isn't going to get raided.
Right,
I
right.
was born in
Oh,
America.
one more podcast.
I'm an anchor child. I was
Yeah,
born in
I'm an
America.
anchor. Yeah, you know what? We had latchkey kids and we had anchor children. That's freaking awesome, man.
No,
Good
my-
times. Good
Hey,
times.
my mom was born here. My grandma was born here. My great grandma was born here. But my great grandma was born here when it was called Mexico, not
Costa
not America.
Ricans by true power. Holy shit.
So I get it. You know, I understand. But here, what we got to do is the people that made it here, they fucking won. We failed. Why should they be penalized? They won. So let's let them stay here. It's fine. But
wait a minute.
we got to shut down the fucking
But
border.
see, nobody will make that deal.
No one will
Democrats
make that deal.
won't make that deal.
Why can't we put that on the table? Let's let all the ones that are here stay here, but let's build the fuck out of that wall and keep everybody else from coming in.
That's the deal that Trump wanted to make. Almost. He was going to make a deal with the Dreamers.
Right.
That the Dreamers could be they'll be fine. They'll get
Dreamer.
citizenship and we build
Just
the
a
wall.
dreamer.
And the Democrats wouldn't go for it. So,
Whatever. It is what it is. But
everybody was on the Dreamer side, almost to a person. It's like 90%.
I don't give
right?
a fuck about
Dreamers
them. I
should.
don't even know what the fuck they're dreaming about.
Living the dream. Living the dream.
I don't give a fuck about
What are they
them.
on?
So anyway, we
Mushrooms or something?
got so we got kids in cages, and that's not fixing itself.
Are
That's
you
not.
bringing out the whole fucking Democratic side of this
No.
Okay.
The facilities are
Who's
are
put in
still
cages?
They're still in cages
Because it's overwhelmed because they're
kids
being
are actually-
encouraged to come here.
They're
shit?
being
The kids are
encouraged.
actually in cages? You've seen it.
Well, they're in chain link fence, which was built by the
Government
Obama administration.
Still, yeah, the still.
I'm
still
talking
factories.
about a fucking cage like for a dog.
Not actual cages, but yeah, they're
You
in
see?
lockdown.
Do you see the effect that they're trying to?
No,
the picture they're trying
you
to
hear
paint
you
for
hear
the
you
fucking-
hear me say they're
When you
in
hear
cages.
when I hear a cage, it's like I
Okay.
can't even fucking stretch out my legs.
All right, here we go.
Oh, they're
We-
in chain
we're
link
gonna use-
fences.
They're not in travel cages.
They're not
No.
in travel cages. They're not in boxes. They're
that
not in
doesn't
little
qualify as
kennels.
a cage. That's a fence.
They're not really in cages, no.
Okay.
They're in a fenced
So-
in community.
They're fenced in.
A
We're in a
fenced-in
gated
community.
You
They're in
see
a
what I'm saying?
gated community.
We're bringing this country. We automatically
There's
put them
no
in a gated
Club
community.
Med.
But they're also
They're overpopulated.
They're overwhelmed
and they're
because,
overwhelmed because
you
they
got
can't
sanctuary
provide-
cities.
Right.
Roamers, you're in South America, and you hear what? You mean if I get there, I can move, and they're going to give me a driver's license, even though I'm not a citizen, and I can be in a sanctuary city, they're not going to arrest me.
You get
These
benefits,
things
medical
become
benefits.
rumors, and you're like, well, it sounds great. Let's go up there.
Let's go
And
to
so-
America.
Yeah.
And then they get here and they get the reality. Okay, well, it's going to cost you. There's process, there's rules, there's things. Meanwhile, we'll give you this green card where you can work to prove your value.
And
we work hard on your backs at lower wages. Then,
why lower?
This isn't working out. You got to go.
Well, that was worth a chance.
How? That was, it was worth a shot.
Hey, what you had at home, was it any better than that opportunity?
It was worth a shot.
Hey.
Well, you're no worse off now than you were before.
But you had a chance. You had a sliver of hope.
Yeah. Should have worked a little harder.
Swoop. Take it out from
Should have got that fourth job.
You showed a little more promise.
Fourth job. Meanwhile, certain people kick their feet back and they make more money off the backs of those people.
I would like to see fines for that company that got busted.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I
for
want
sure.
to see.
I think they're going to do it,
Shut them down.
but they need to do it soon.
Well, I mean, the hypocrisy of it all. I mean, Trump's been known and has documented that he's employed undocumented.
But he's not the guy doing the hiring.
He doesn't.
I mean, you can't, if you own a business in this.
You don't know who's working for you. You don't know.
No. In fact, they get.
He doesn't know how to read the crayons that he uses to write with.
They forget. I mean, they use forged documents to get jobs.
Hey, who doesn't?
I've forged everything. I forge shit all the time.
I don't.
Not
write
anymore. I don't
the
need
same
to.
way, right?
My gardener.
Great guy, I'm sure.
Jose.
You take that chance.
Jesus.
But he gets work
The
done.
lady that cleans the house.
The one that's watching my kids right now.
No,
That's a white lady.
She's white.
You got a white lady. Rick's making that white
Rick's
lady.
making a statement. He's making a bold.
Rick's making that good money now. He's got a white lady watching his
I
kids.
need the white lady watch my Asian kids.
Didn't Cass the chick watch Asian kids too?
Probably.
Yeah.
Snowflake. Is she still alive?
Yeah.
But
it's unfair and it's not. I mean, now's not the time to be trumping on that.
We blow shit out of proportion when it's appropriate or when it suits you, and we bring it up like, oh, somebody's got a undocumented maid. Well, so do I. So what? The fuck does that mean?
Got to live in. I need a babysitter when it's convenient. We both work from home, but we need somebody to run.
Who else are you going to get to do it for a reasonable price?
Nobody.
Fucking these other people.
Get the fuck out of here.
All
with
these
that shit.
methed out fucking white chicks.
Yeah. Hello.
What, am I going to have one of them? Fucking get my kids fucking.
Wages would be higher if you didn't have illegal help.
Oh, and then shit would cost more too.
Shit would cost more.
Of course, it's all
relative.
Right, but now
it's a vicious circle.
But I mean, what are we saying?
But since we're heading to a recession anyway,
let's
I don't
keep
care.
Sancha employed. So just in case,
Keep Sancha employed.
Just in case something falls apart with the old lady, I got something to fucking.
You got something to go poke on, huh?
Is that so wrong thinking ahead?
Wow.
Hey, the great ones in this country have shit figured out before it happens. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. Okay. So
I'm just thinking of a depression.
Are you diversifying or just thinking about
I'm just thinking of a Great Depression, lack of pussy. I gotta have all my shit lined up. Is it so wrong to think about?
Wow.
Well, you would be going to the massage parlors, right? Because you like them Asian girls.
You like them Asian chicks?
Yeah. Why not? I got to keep the money flowing. You know.
Got to give back. Got to give back. Got to support.
As long as they're there on their own, fucking, like they want to be there. You know. Which they always tell me, "Do you want?" Yes, I want. Okay, that's enough for me. That's enough verification.
My buddy's coming. My buddy's coming back. He just spent a tour in the Philippines, and he was like, "I'm done. I got to get out of this country." And I was like, "Really? What's the thing?" He goes, "Well, the guys look like girls. The girls, you can't tell.
Lady boys,
you can't tell."
Yeah.
And
I always tell by their penises.
It's always.
That's what I go by. The genitalia. It's like a dog. You lift it up,
right,
and you see what the genitalia is.
By the time you're on your knees and
and about 12 beers deep.
And
whatever else.
Yeah, you done drank yourself into gayism, and it's like, I might as well take the one for the team tonight.
That what happens?
Okay, fine. I won't look.
I don't even know, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But the whole Robert Kraft thing.
Oh.
None of those women were sex trafficked.
No.
That was their big thing. We got, and the women came out and, Robert Kraft is a fucking horrible man and he's enabling sex trafficking. And none of those women
were. And
sex trafficked.
It was a well-organized, a Trump buddy
So they
of
did
course,
it
a
for
well-connected. No, but the structure, the organization of them, the women couldn't find other work. So hell, come over here. We got these parties. We do these parties.
Oh, please.
We do these parties, and then you can trickle down. It's not trafficking per se.
You're making
That's just a.
You're making it.
I'm making a broad argument for.
Look, you're making that an effect of an economy, lack of economy for these women. Look, they did it because it was a fucking huge payday. Fuck, I might even go over there and suck his cock for as much money as he was paying.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
The crystal's
like,
flowing.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean, it was fucking payday.
No.
There's no other way you can twist it
No.
or make it be like, oh, these poor women didn't have work
No.
in their country.
Well, look, that's fine too. Look, if that's they made the deal to come over and jerk guys off, I feel more bad for the people, for the women.
Shit, we got no sound.
What are you talking about?
What the fuck? Why?
Did somebody complain or nobody's even
it's just
noticed?
on there, we have no sound.
How long ago?
Did the app close? Test. Get back into the app.
When's
fool.
that?
What the fuck? That's why I hate this shit.
The app's closed.
Is it? Go here then. Mevo. Is the battery? No, it's still recording.
Don't.
Huh?
Do it later. Oh, we're still. Oh, because the camera's connected.
What?
But the app was running the board and the sound. There you go. You're back on that
So
stuff.
we got sound now?
Yeah,
Edgar?
dumbass. Yeah, dumbass. Now I got to trim that too.
How
How much good shit did we lose?
how long were we off? That's what was our funniest
It
stuff.
doesn't matter. I'm recording over here, so
I mean, but the
don't
people
care.
watching.
Too bad, so sad.
What happened?
They'll have to listen to the podcast. Don't worry about it now. We need to keep the stroke, or we need to shut this thing down.
I didn't know you could.
Hey, do we have sound now, Edgar?
Still no sound, he says.
Still
I
no
see
sound?
beaters. I see beaters, man. What's going
No,
on?
it shows it's got sound. What you got over there?
I got bars. It's got bars.
Well, there you go. All right, pendejo, we're on there now.
Thank you, Edgar.
Thank you, Edgar. If it wasn't for you, mijo, we would be no sound for
We've been over sound for a long time.
Louder?
What?
It's not loud enough?
Shit.
Are you tuning it up here?
No, don't.
Don't touch it here?
Don't touch there.
Hey, is that better? Say something, fucker.
Say something, fucker.
Oh, my God.
Come on, fucker.
Yes, beautiful.
All right.
Okay, thank you. You're the best.
That's what we have. People on the street actually caring about what we're
There
doing
we
here.
go.
Thanks,
You're the
Edgar.
best.
That's
Thanks
nice.
for tuning in, Edgar. Hey, if you're tuning in late, this is the Pelon and Chubby Show here. We're every Wednesday night. Tell your friends we're on Facebook Live just so you can see what's going on. But this is the actual recording of the Pelon and Chubby Show. We're here every Wednesday. Tonight we have the one, the only, Robert Duchaine. He is in town for a show he's doing in Carlsbad at
El Tajate.
El Tajate in Carlsbad, 7 p.m. It's only $10.
When people
I can't
say
believe it,
the
$10.
one and only, I mean,
There's not another fucking Robert Duchaine.
there is not a
No, he spells it the French way. I don't know why.
Duchaine?
But the fuck
There is a
does.
comedian in Canada that's Robert Duchaine.
But he's in Canada.
Is he funny?
As far as we know, Canada doesn't exist.
With the exchange rate, not really. But boom. No, I don't know. He contacted me a long time ago. Like,
Trying to be cool.
Change your name.
just say,
motherfucker.
hey, I'm a comedian too. And blah,
I'm
blah,
a
blah.
comedian too.
Who cares?
Yeah, no, I got to actually, honestly,
Get away from me, kid. You got the
yeah,
same name as me.
You're bothering me. No, actually, I have a ring of other Guy Murrays, and I have 37. I started out as like 8 of us on MySpace.
The rest are dead.
Yeah, no. I'm 37. I got 37 of us now.
Right.
And so we're going to have an International Guy Day. We're just trying to figure out what day or where. But people
Did
as
you
far
spell
as
that
Australia,
incorrectly?
no, it's all Guy, Gee.
Oh,
Shut up.
Just a regular guy.
I know they
Just a bunch
spelled
of
it
guys,
gay.
Yeah.
An
A
actual
bunch
gay.
of guys.
Guy
a bunch
Murray.
of guys. That's
Yeah,
what you
a
call
bunch of
it.
guys, a Guy Murray.
Call it a bunch of guys.
We'll have our International Guy Murray Day.
Oh, man, that's a good
Maybe you
line.
can
Bunch
call
of
it-
guys.
maybe
No
you can
charge
call
for
it a
that. You can
pride
have it.
parade.
Thank you. I'll take that.
I forgot what I was going to ask. I had
Sorry.
a question here. We were.
Feel free. So, no, we got sound back good. We lost only like 25 fucking excellent jokes, but that's good.
Well, for us, we have.
I've lost that many in a shower
That
in
gives them
one-
reason to
one
watch
shower.
to listen to the podcast when it's out.
Why is it that I write better when I'm driving in the car or in the shower?
Because nobody's there to tell you
No
it
one
sucks.
tell you it sucks.
No, I'm saying if I'm writing them fuckers. There's a lot of
Writing?
my shit that's genius.
You can't
But like-
drive and write?
But then
You
by
do
the time
text
I
to-
get
text
out of
to
the
talk,
shower,
talk
I
to
forgot
text?
it.
Really?
And they're fucking great jokes. Great.
To hear you tell it.
But I forget it.
To hear him speak.
You know?
His side of the story.
Yep.
I know
That's
good,
what she
fuckers.
said.
I had fucking thousands of people laughing at them.
The best jokes went down the drain.
Unlike you two figures.
Your best jokes, your best seeds went down the drain. Shaking hands, shaking hands, shaking
And if
hands.
the ones that survived are still as good as they are, then what does that say for you?
What's up?
What's that say?
What's up? They have resilience.
What does that say?
That's resilience, man.
You know what? I let me use this old word.
Here we go.
Earn
For
the day that you fucking see one of my sets.
Yearn?
Whatever the fuck it is.
Yearn.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll be in an urn when it happens.
Yeah.
He's not a scholar.
Right. I'm not educated. I'm a simple man.
He's educated.
Right. I have street knowledge.
Street cred.
Right. So I was in jail. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Look, so here's the thing. So I can't wait till you see one of the fucking shows where that you have nothing to do with.
But no,
that I fucking destroy, okay?
Rick.
I just need you to see one.
Rick.
Well, I don't know why I even want you to validate me.
Rick.
But maybe I need it.
Rick,
maybe
listen. It doesn't matter what I think.
In the grand scheme of things,
In the grand
scheme,
you're right. And so,
I mean, I could give a fuck what you say, but for some
Or,
reason,
for some reason-
I need you to fucking validate one of my shows. I'm not just.
Don't do it, man. If he's never seen you, don't do it.
Because, what do you have it on Betamax or what do you have it on old VHSs or something?
You know, I've dated
audio
women.
recordings? You got any reel-to-reel of this shit that you're talking about? Telling me, because I can hear it through Robert's stories. I heard it through Kirk's stories.
Kirk called in and fucking
lit it up.
Made me look like way more of a nice
Man,
person than I am.
Rick was back here glowing, man.
No,
God
I was
damn it.
surprised. I was surprised. I appreciate
Who was it who called?
Kirk McHenry.
Oh, okay.
We did a
I know
show,
Kirk.
And that fucker, man, he said a lot of nice things.
Oh, that's nice.
He was glowing.
Yeah, but he's a Christian. He has to.
He has to.
You know.
Trying to get himself into heaven. It's them the rules.
Dennis calls and says that, but he's a Christian too. Fuck him.
So, yeah.
That motherfucker got like 10 million views. You see that?
Who?
Dennis did some shit on
Dennis
Dennis Caxiola.
Oh, okay.
He did a show on that dry bar.
Oh, dry
shit.
bar, yeah.
Fucker got like over 10 million views.
Yeah, it's a good
And now he's
good
working
set.
all across the country.
It's a good little set.
Yeah.
It's great for him.
And he's a great show.
Yeah, it's good. Hey, I'm happy for him.
So I'm just
That's
saying,
the one thing. Like
I'm
people,
just saying, what happened to Rick?
people, yeah. I was busy being nice to everybody
Be
else.
nice to everybody. I
fucking
helped
forgot
everybody else.
myself.
Forgot himself.
Look, but no. The truth is, people take my cynicism or harsh.
Come on. The words. Use the words. Use your words.
What you call it? Views or criticisms of people's shows or whatever.
There you go.
As me being a hater. And here's the difference. I wish everybody is successful. I don't give a fuck how shitty their show is. I hope everybody is successful.
I want everybody to come up.
Look, if you can make money on your
can
shitty
do
show,
it,
fuck, good for you.
Bravo.
You know what I'm saying? But don't ruin it for the rest of us. That's all I'm saying.
Don't mess it
Don't
up.
put your shit out there. And if you're not making money on it, fucking don't ruin it for everybody else.
Right.
When I walk in a place and I say, hey, you ever thought about doing comedy? Oh, fuck no. The last couple times we did it, we'll never do it again.
It's not
because
how you got your expertise.
You fucking came in here and did it and don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Okay, it's not about okay, so yes, you have a tremendous history. You've had some success. People around you a lot more successful.
Right.
But you can ride on the coattails because you had those great times. But that doesn't make you an expert or the voice.
That's where you're wrong. I was going with you on everything.
Right.
Like
right.
I didn't seize the opportunity for myself. But when it comes to putting together a show, I am a fucking expert.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Lighting, sound, all that shit. If it's not right, I will fucking not do the show. If the establishment has any kind of thoughts different than what I have, I will not do the fucking show.
Gotcha.
I don't give a fuck.
Gotcha.
If it's not going to be exactly what I want, my vision, what I saw when I was laying in bed jerking off, if it's not the fucking
vision.
Show that I imagined that we were going to have,
dream.
I won't do it.
That
I will
was
not
going to
fucking
be
do
something.
It has to be everything fucking perfect.
That those lights.
Because
and
I
the
haven't had anybody ever
chandeliers.
come to any of my shows and say that they did not have fun, that they did not enjoy the comedy. I never have. You know what? The only comic I ever had a complaint about, I never had a complaint about any fucking show I ever did about the comedy, the talent. The talent was always there. They didn't even give a fuck who was going to be there. They would show up. If they knew it was a gutbuster comedy show, they would show up. But the one complaint I did get, only one in probably, 10 years? Kevin Young. Fucking. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know Kevin, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Kevin Young was the only fucking complaint I ever got from any bar, somebody that showed up, to do or watch a show. That was the only one.
Huh.
Out of everybody.
What's Kevin doing now?
What happened?
I hope he's not doing comedy. But
Jesus. Wow. I hope everybody comes up.
It was that fucking bad.
You know what? Oh, wow.
It was that bad.
But I know. I just heard you on the tail end of what you said about I hope everybody comes up.
I thought maybe you
and
said something
make some
famous.
money.
I mean, offensive.
No.
It was just that bad.
It was just that bad. Like, I had to give him the light, like, quick, or people were going to fucking mass exodus.
Wow.
It was that bad. And I feel bad for the kid.
Seriously.
Because he tried. He worked hard. He was a nice enough kid. But just fucking wasn't funny. It just was not funny. Was never funny. As many times as he conned me into fucking booking him, I never saw one decent show. Not one. And I'm brutally honest. I got to say it. Fuck, I never saw one.
Wow.
Not one.
It's been a while. I don't remember. I don't think I've worked with him in years.
Dude, me. I've seen fucking. How many shows do you think I've fucking seen over the years? Like, literally.
If you did 5 years at one club before you even going up.
I went out 4 nights a week at
Every
different clubs.
Sunday.
I was at Cobb's Comedy
52.
Club before they changed it over.
So 52 Sundays.
I was at.
I used to love that old club.
Yeah, I was at that fucking terrible place, Rooster Tea,
Usually one.
down in Sunnyvale. Rooster Tea Feathers.
Roosters.
I was down there. Terrible. I was
Terrible club.
Oh my God, horrible. Cobb's. Of course.
I'm gonna go on the limb here. I think I got your number.
Go ahead.
762 shows.
I've seen way more than that.
Woo! Way more than that. Really?
I've seen.
All right, so
I don't know how many comics I've seen.
Carry the one.
I don't know. So this one kid tells me when I go, hey, I'm going to be over at Punchline tonight.
Good luck with that.
Come and check me out. So I was like, all right. I show up at the Punchline. He does the Sunday night show. He's looking at me, whatever. And he comes over. He's like, so what'd you think?
Kid.
And I said, I thought you were great. But you didn't laugh one time. Well, yeah, how many fucking shows you think I've seen, fucker? You were great. Yeah, you were great. Yeah, I'll book you, no problem.
I'll book you, no problem.
But the kid comes up and he's like fucking rattled. But you didn't laugh one time. Well, yeah.
He shouldn't have been looking at you.
You know? Yeah, well, of course
I'm
not.
not performing for you. I perform in the room.
How many fucking shows you think I've seen, man? The only way for me to fucking be rolling is you're one of my favorites. You know, like the people I told you that I fucking laugh at no matter how many times I've seen them. You know, or you're just shit. Your shit is so fucking genius. You're never going to do a show for me.
Okay.
You're going the express route to TV or fuck, whatever.
I guess for my listeners and for everybody out there, even with the question, Robert,
just
being
ask
the
it.
consummate perfectionist that you are, sir, bad shows, worst sets. How do you get out of that?
Eventually you walk off stage.
You just walk off. Just fucking, it's going bad. You feel it's going bad, and just.
I had one not too long ago, actually.
Okay.
And it's been they're few and far between the longer you've been doing it.
Right.
But I just had it was a private show kind of thing, and it was just they were just not buying the fucking bullshit, and I mean it was but you know what? In my head, I'm like I got to finish this out so I can get my check.
Right. I got to get my butter.
You got to fill my contractual obligation.
Do you ever acknowledge the fact that you feel you're bombing in front of the crowd?
Not really, no. No.
I don't believe you do.
I
was just thinking, I want to hear what you think. Do you acknowledge?
Well, I mean, some people can turn it around doing that, saying how bad they're doing or whatever. But, no, I don't.
I don't believe in doing that.
Well, I mean, some people. I mean, Johnny Carson was famous for
Right. Self-pity. And shit.
Yeah, well, wow. yeah, I did
Like
that.
my
joke.
Yeah.
Like, the
That's
thing
great.
that bothered me when young kids would come and do the shows and they'd walk off the stage and they're like, oh, that's a fucking terrible crowd. And I said, you know what, dude? It's not their job to get you. It's your job to get them. And so where the fuck did you fail? And
that's always the question. I mean, because somebody could have got that crowd. That's what I would say. I don't never blame the crowd, even though sometimes the crowd sucks. But somebody could have got them.
You got to find a way like, hey, my normal material's not working. Let me go to this shit and see if this gets them. And there's going to be something that grabs them. They're looking for something, and you just got to find it.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, sometimes crowds are so drunk.
Sure.
You're not going to get the focus, no matter. I mean, I've seen Bobby Slade, and and that guy can get any fucking crowd.
Right.
Even if it's just angry.
Shut up! Boo!
Dude, we were in San Jose at
this is your show.
At the Improv, and the only seats left were right in the front. And so me and Kathy sit down there, and he came over and did his whole Asian bit,
Of course, yeah.
and just fucking unloaded on her. And she's just, because she's, with me, she knows.
Right.
That's how the shit goes. And then, so then he finally, after I swear it felt like 20 minutes of just fucking, love you long time, fucking the Asian deal. He finally gets to a question. He asks her, and he goes, she says, well, actually, I speak perfectly good English. And then he's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
I know what he asked her. Did she speak Chinese or Japanese? So he could go into that whole bit.
Yeah,
if I ever get onto all the Asian things and the characteristics, and I get a woman that's she's about to bail, and I just need to know the truth. Is it sideways? Is the pussy sideways? That's all I want to know.
Yeah.
We'll just ask Rick. He knows.
Yeah.
Is it sideways?
I don't know. It depends which way I'm laying.
There you go. It's Oriental.
Sometimes I like to do the sneak attack and come in from the side, and then it's sideways.
That's where you orientate it.
I just fuck him in the ass, so I don't know.
Right.
Boom.
There you
Just
go.
like that.
So they could be ladyboys for all I
So,
know.
ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Pelon and Chubby Show each Wednesday night. We get together specially for you tonight, Robert Duchaine.
All right, folks, this is what it is. Tomorrow night, Robert Duchaine, 7 p.m. in beautiful Carlsbad, California. If you've never been there, check it out. It's a nice place. He is going to be at the El Tejate restaurant. Mexican cuisine apparently is pretty good, I heard. It is located at 3050 Pio Pico Drive in Carlsbad, 92008. Go check it out tomorrow. It's $10 to get in. That is a bargain for a show you will love, plus the food's to die for. Check it out. El Tejate, produced by Tim X. Lee, and it is, I think I'm going to be there, guy.
You feeling it?
Try
You feeling it?
Yeah.
You're feeling it?
Well, not really.
Pio Pico?
Well,
That's
but I
over
want
by
to be there.
That's,
It's the main
by the
thing.
park, right?
No,
Yeah.
Pio Pico's off of Carlsbad Village Drive and right next to the 5.
Right by the park.
Well, the
park.
park's down the street.
The restaurant.
Right.
Yeah, the restaurant.
Are you walking
by
or
the Shell
driving?
station.
Whatever.
Oh,
All right,
it's a small
anyway.
place.
El Tejate on Pio Pico. It's sitting right there, right off the Carlsbad Village Drive.
Okay.
Check it out tomorrow night. It's the place to be on a Thursday night. What else are you going to do, people?
What else you gonna do?
Go to Carlsbad. The weather's going to be beautiful. It's going to be hot this weekend. People taking their clothes off, getting naked all weekend long is what I hear.
The weather is up, and tomorrow's hotter. 10 degrees hotter than today.
That's going to be nice.
Wow,
It's
let
gonna
them
be nice.
fly.
It's probably going to be your last hot weekend of the summer. Kids are going back to school. My kids are going back to school.
Good night.
All I'm hoping for, not that they get an education. That would be nice.
They get a babysitter
Right?
for 2 hours.
I just don't
for
want
5
to get that
hours.
phone call from the principal.
That your
Come
kid
and
fucked
pick
somebody
up
else's
this
kid.
asshole.
Yep.
We're done.
When do the kids go to school?
They start tomorrow.
They go back tomorrow?
Yeah,
On
tomorrow's
a
the
That's
first-
what I-
Thursday. That is like a jack move right
It
there.
used to be September, man. Yeah, Thursday. It's the middle of the week here.
Right. Well, apparently the teachers
Special. They had
want to get
2 practice
back in the
days.
swing
Get
of
in the swing of
things.
thing. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I feel
you
that.
know,
I
Hey,
feel that.
I get that too. You can't take the little shits all at once.
No, you
Right.
got
And
Give me
then
2
it-
days worth in a weekend.
Got to ease into it. And
Uh,
then what?
get a-
The teachers go on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, get the classrooms ready and shit. Of course, they're getting
Right.
paid. So they're going to start tomorrow. We'll
Let's
see how
consider
that
this a
goes.
dry run.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's not dry anymore. I need a fucking shot.
So that's going on tomorrow. I guess my old lady's out with Sancho. She's off work at 9. Usually about an hour and a half is what he takes.
Well, I'll tell by the way she walks in here tonight.
Yeah.
I'll be able to tell.
He's putting in the work then.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
Keep the wife happy.
Honestly, you know.
Well, we got a fucking car. We got a car lot out there with all these fucking cars, so we need to move
mine's
that
not
out.
working like it used to. Honestly.
Hey,
The blue pill
Get some-
barely even fucking.
get you some hymns,
revs
dog.
that
I'm just saying,
motherfucker
you
up.
should get you some hymns. They're discounted.
You know, as high as
They're
he
40%.
gets, and if he claims that it still works, Snoop Dogg, that is, I'm talking about.
Okay.
And he claims that the shit still works. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Maybe there's some fucking meat to that.
What, hymns?
Hymns for hymns.
Yeah.
For hymns, my neighbor.
Hymnsies.
Yeah. So I might try that one out. But I've been doing the Viagra thing, and honestly, I got to like double up to like feel anything. And then that gives me a fucking terrible headache. Because all the blood.
Cialis, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Try Cialis.
Yeah.
You know what? Cialis is actually a blood thinner.
Is
All
that
I
right?
know-
Yeah, it was developed as a blood thinner.
All I know is all the blood rushes from my head and my limbs straight to my cock. And I can't feel my arms and legs, but the fucking thing grows like a fucking...
I forgot what
Well,
the
you don't need to feel your arms and legs anyway.
No.
That's not what you're stimulating at the moment.
He's laying flat on his back.
So now we got to be body specific
Comatose.
on the stimulation as I get older, you know.
Rub my nipples.
Yeah. So I got to...
That's the only thing that still has sensation.
It's
Rub
a
my
fucking
nipples.
rough thing.
He can get off with a nipple rub now.
Right there.
Right there. That's the spot. That's my spot. That's my spot. Oh shit. Hold it. Ah, yeah.
Anyway, I've had a good time. I don't know if Ernie... did he send anything? I don't have the fucking thing.
Jesus, man, you are just leave the technology alone. He cheesing.
Let's have Robert use his skills for a crank call. Yeah.
I don't want to bother people, man.
It's kind of late for a crank call.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's a crank call wizard. So once he gets back into San Diego, we'll have him come on the show.
All right, we'll do that. Ernie.
We'll do something.
We got a pro. This guy's a fucking professionally trained comic.
Yeah, we don't do.
He doesn't do fucking
Crank
crank
calls.
calls, fucker.
Good try though.
I just don't like to bother people, man.
Last call for the night.
Got anything? All right. Last call for the night. Thanks for tuning in, everybody out there in Facebook land. Soon we're going to be going live on YouTube, Twitter. We're going to go live on all of them at one time. So you can pull out different devices and watch us.
That means
on
Rick's
each
going to
one.
actually spend some money. Okay,
Yeah,
I hear you.
Unfortunately, I got to.
Okay.
And then we're getting ready to wrap the car.
Ooh,
The car's going to have Pelon and Chubby cruising down the 5 and 15 every morning.
Okay, I got a question.
What's
Which
that?
one's Pelon? Which one's Chubby?
He's Pelon.
Pelon, do you know what Pelon means?
Chubby?
No.
Pelon in Spanish means bald.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, you're both bald.
well, yeah.
And
And
I'm leaving it there.
it really isn't Chubby. He's been called Chubby his whole life as a nickname.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he goes by Chubby.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
my wife calls me Chubby. I don't know why.
Oh, all right.
I know why.
You assume
I
that Chubby
assume he's a chubby.
referred to my
My dick.
my physique.
My physique. So yeah, he looks chubby. He's both Pelon and chubby. So yeah, my wife calls me Chubby, and I called him Pelon one
Right.
time, and
Juna.
And
It
it's
just
stuck.
makes sense. It's just
Gotcha.
He's
All
gonna,
right.
He's going to come
I
in for
named
his
it,
normal
and we're out.
sign off.
Okay, but
Sorry to mean to interrupt.
no,
No.
bro, no, it's great. No, that's a good question, and I'll actually leave that
We
in.
don't answer that.
I'll leave that in because
June
it's
wants
oftentimes
to come in
confusing.
for the
It's because you get to
sign-off.
talk about your dick.
We're not, he doesn't have to
All
come in.
the time, all the time. Actually, my solid opener is when I walk up. If the host leaves the microphone stand in the middle of the stage, I get up there, I grab the microphone, I said, "Now let me move this so you can see my dick." That's
yeah.
my opener. The crowd then knows where the show's gonna go. I did that shit at church.
No.
Not so good. Not so. Not
Except
so
the one
much.
lady in the back. Oh,
Yeah.
Lordy.
She was like, "Now I can see it. I see the light."
He's right.
He's right. But yeah, no, it's a good thing. Great thing. Is it June gonna come in? Or are we gonna?
Nah,
we're
you're
done. All
probably
right,
not.
then sign it off.
So, here we go. What's going on? Okay, we're going to do it right
Am
now.
I behind her? I'm behind
Did
her.
you,
I'm
you
probably
just get home now?
behind. Yeah, we're all in there, but
What?
I'm in
I
there.
got it.
Let's do it. Sign up.
Hey, so thanks for joining us. This is the Pelon Chubby Show here every Wednesday. Say everybody say bye to Robert. Go out and see him tomorrow night. See you,
I'll
Robert.
see my show tomorrow night.
There you go.
Unless you're listening to this after tomorrow night.
Right.
then,
So
forget
this
it, you
is, come on, Jim, we're going to sign off. Come on, thank you for joining us. It's Wednesday, the Pelon and Chubby Show. Get on the microphone there. Give them the see you, Bob. Right there, the microphone. Tell them everybody, see ya. So this is the Pelon and Chubby Show. Thanks for joining us every Wednesday night. Until we see you next week.
See ya.
See ya.
Good night, everybody.